Boy, oh boy. Had a lot happening the last few days, man. It's a lot going on. I didn't expect the news that broke. Maduro is in custody. I hope everyone had a great New Year's. Hope everyone had a great Christmas. Oh man, I don't even know what to say about the Maduro shit. It's a rough one. It's kind of already reminding me of Iraq for the people that lived through Iraq. Obviously, it's not like Iraq. But if you remember the beginning of the fucking Iraq, what did Bush call it? The shock and awe. At least we didn't do shock and awe this time. This time it was pretty simple, pretty clean. Just went in there, fucking grabbed Maduro and got out. I guess that's better because the shock and awe with Bush, I mean, it was insane. But we basically destroyed the entire, well, not the entire, but most of the infrastructure of Iraq. It was a fucking mess after we bombed the shit out of it. But, you know, we had a mission accomplished back then. Remember Trump went on that, what was it, a destroyer or aircraft carrier? And he was all, mission accomplished. We did it, guys. 20 years later, the war's still going on. So, you know, at this point, I can see a lot of people celebrating this because I do see there are positives, right? Like we're going to get access to the largest oil reserves in the world. We're, you know, we got rid of a communist dictator. Maybe this will be good for Venezuela, but I don't know. We're going to have to see how this plays out in the long run because if they kick off into a civil war type situation, and this could easily turn ugly, man. It could easily turn very ugly. But as of right now, I mean, price of oil might go down, man. I mean, the greedy side to me is like, oh, wow, yeah, we're going to get all this oil, all these minerals, access to all this economic goodies. But damn, I don't know if I would have pulled this trigger. If it was me, it's like, I don't know. It just feels icky, right? It's a sovereign country. Like they should have the right to elect whoever the fuck they want to elect. And it should really be none of our business what goes on there. I mean, I always do the Christian thing, which was like, how would you feel if another country did that to us? How would you feel if another country was like, yeah, we don't like Trump, so, you know, they just go in the middle of the night and kidnap him? Of course, nobody's going to pull that off against us because we're the badasses. But like, if you wouldn't want somebody to do that to your country, maybe you shouldn't want somebody to do that maybe you shouldn't want to do that to another country. But also the greedy side of me is like, hey, let's just take all of Latin America. Fuck it. Let's just take it all, bro. Let's just, you know, send every country, you know, send them a little contract and be like, you want to become part of America? Sign here. If not, I mean, you know, we might just come kidnap you in the middle of the night. I mean, the greedy side of me is like, yeah, let's just turn all of this into America. Let's get Canada too. Let's go get Canada, turn that into America, and just you know, completely dominate our side of the world. I mean, fuck, why not? But at the same time, it feels icky. It feels icky. How's everybody doing? We should take Mexico? Yeah, I mean, look, if we're going to do it, let's just fucking take it all, bro. I would just take it all. Like, I mean, look, I think a lot of these countries would probably be willing to become a state. I think a lot of the people would. I don't know if whoever's running the country at the time would agree to that, but I think a lot of these countries would be like, oh, we're all trying to fucking migrate to America. What if America came to us? What if America came to us? But again, like I said, I would not have pulled the trigger on this because it just doesn't seem right. You know, I know Maduro is a piece of shit. I know the struggle of Venezuela, how much, I mean, I haven't followed it super closely, but I know like the food shortages. I mean, they should be one of the wealthiest countries in the world. They have so much fucking oil and all kinds of natural resources. But, you know, you elect a communist to run your country and all of a sudden everybody's broken. Nobody's got food or toilet paper. So I get it. But I also lived through the Iraq, Afghanistan shit. And I can see how that kicked off when I was in my 20s at the time. And it was all a big success. Everybody was so happy. Oh, we went in there and we did it. And then 20 years fucking later, it just drags on to the point where in 2015, Trump's, and a lot of us are saying, hey, I probably would have been better if we would have left Saddam there. Probably would have been better if we would have just said, you know what? Fuck it. Saddam, you stay. We're out of here. Is that what's going to happen with Venezuela? There's a potential for that. There's a potential in the long run that Venezuela could end up being another fucking forever war. There's a lot of possibilities. It would be nice if they transitioned to a democratic government. They got that Gonzalez guy who supposedly actually is the legitimate president who won the election, but, you know, commies don't really play fair during elections. That would be great, right? We become a democratic nation. The prosperity comes back. The people of Venezuela start doing well in the long run. We develop a good relationship with them. We get all the commies out of there, the China, the Russia, you know, that'd be great. But that's just one possibility. There's other possibilities that this could be fucking terrible long run for the people of Venezuela. I don't know. We'll see, man. How's everybody doing? Toilet paper is overrated. Yeah. You need to get a bidet. What's up, Muriel?
At Larrydom4373 super chatted $10. Brazil has the largest rare earth metal reserves outside of China in the world. Look out.
Dude, I mean, look, the greedy side of me is like, fuck it. Like, why not? I mean, it would probably be better for a lot of these countries anyway. If they became part of America, then we'd get access to their fucking, you know, amazing rare earth metal reserves, you know, and they get access to our military and they become part of a country that's a lot better than theirs. I mean, fuck, the greedy side of me is like, let's do it. And we can't forget Canada. Let's just take over everything. But then there's a side of me that lived through Iraq, and I fell for the Iraq shit at the beginning. I was like, yeah, Saddam's a bad guy. And he was legitimately a bad guy. But the way that played out, over time, it became very clear that it probably was not the best thing for Iraq. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. I can't see what would have happened if Saddam would have stayed in charge. And thank you for the 10, Larry. If you guys want to support the show, links are in the description. If you want to join the Discord, that's also in the description. And if you want to join the conversation, you can send a super chat like my boy Larry DM over here. Thank you, Larry. So we got a lot of stuff. We got Tim Waltz resigning because good old Nick Shirley basically destroyed Tim Waltz. He's gone. He just resigned. I don't know if he didn't resign. Sorry. He's not running again. So he's dropping out of the next election. But I think he's still staying in as governor until the next governor is elected. So that's good news. We got Maduro was in court today. We're going to catch up with all the latest on that shit. We got some Candace Owens doing. It's very weird, Candace. You know, people have been talking about Candace's facial expressions, and they're out there, man. I think she is fucking nuts. And there was a point where she was reacting to a Tim Dillon clip, and Tim Dillon mentions Charlie Kirk dying, like the death of Charlie Kirk, and at that moment she laughs and giggles. I found that a little weird. We'll catch up with some Candace Owens as well. She's back. I thought we got rid of her for good, but no, she's back, and of course she's not admitting anything. And turns out Mitch Snow's father was the Zodiac killer. I don't know if you knew that. He's a real reliable witness. Real reliable. But thanks for showing up, everybody. Smash the thumbs up. It's much appreciated. If you want to see the show get out to more people. But yeah, this is the big clip, or one of the big clips that came out from Maduro's arrest. We'll catch up. We won't play everything because, there was a few days ago. Most of y'all seen this already. We'll catch up with the Maduro Venezuela news from today, which there was a lot of gunfire. Seems like there's violence kicking off in the streets of Venezuela. I've heard different reports. One is like there's an actual uprising trying to take over. Another report was it was a civilian drone and they all freaked out and started shooting at it. A bunch of video from Venezuela of just what I hope doesn't happen for Venezuela. I hope a civil war doesn't kick off because that's going to be nasty. But here's what we missed while we were gone. Maduro being perp walked. People were having a lot of fun with the Maduro memes. But yeah, apparently Trump, the military, went in, shut off the power for, I don't know if it was the entire country or just that area. I'm assuming it's just that area. And just went in there, shot up a bunch of shit, and just dragged this fucking dude out of his military base. It's crazy, man. Like, I do prefer this method over the Bush method, right? Of just like, let's just bomb everything first and just destroy everything. This is clean. It's easy. You go in, you grab them, you get out of there. It's done. So, I mean, it does look like it's going to be better than the Iraq war, but only time will tell with that. But yeah, good old Maduro. He's now in custody. Yep, still got this thing going on with these fucking. But this is what's going on tonight. A lot of these clips started surfacing from Venezuela tonight of all this gunfire, bro. Something's going on. No se plomo, mami. Tranquila. By the way, get away from the window. Get yourself a nice little tripod, set it up at the window with the camera, and go into a safe space. I don't know. It just seems like a not very good idea to be standing next to a window when you have this sort of shit kicking off. So a lot of this footage came out today. According to testimony from local residents, the gunfire and assemblage of military forces in Miraflores, Venezuela, were the result of a misunderstanding caused by a civilian drone. I don't know if this is true. I've heard other reports, but that is kind of funny if that's true. That just one little fucking dude flying a drone just kicked off a huge response. I don't know. I don't believe it, to be honest. Here's the thing with situations like this, is like it's too hard to know what is actually going on. Here's some more footage, like dudes running down the street with a gun. I mean, that is a lot of gunfire. If you're telling me that was just because of a drone flying overhead, that doesn't. This sounds like a shootout to me, dude. This doesn't sound like somebody just shooting at some drones. I mean, that's a lot of gunfire. That is. I mean, that sounds like a battle. That doesn't sound like. I mean, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. There's some more of it. I mean, I think the drone's dead, bro. I don't know. That doesn't add up to me. Maybe it was a drone that freaked him out, but that much gunfire, it sounds like there's gun battles taking place in the streets of Venezuela. Just in heavy gunfire happening in Caracas. Here's some more. Listen to that. And then they're saying this was because of a drone. I mean, because this is anti-aircraft fire. What are they shooting at? Apparently it was a drone. I don't know, but the gunfire on the ground makes me think there's more to this story than just, oops, we got freaked out over a drone. Listen to that. Listen to the amount of gunfire. Yeah, that's suppressing fire and shit. Yeah, that's not just like trying to shoot. And if with the drone, I don't know, man. This is we don't know. But I'm not buying the drone story yet. It could be that's the case, but I'm suspicious. I'm very suspicious of it. Here's some more. No me jodas, no me jodas. Listen to that. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of gunfire, bro. So this is the other thing that they're saying could be going on. Diosdado, nice name. Cabello is reportedly leading a coup to oust newly sworn-in President Delcy Rodriguez. So essentially what happened, we got rid of Maduro, and then his vice president is now running things. But according to Trump, we're running things. So it's a little confusing as to what's actually going on here. We should just go plant the flag and take over.
SDNT super chatted $10. Venezuela belongs to the empire now.
Yeah, let's just go plant the flag, Rabbis. Let's just go plant the fucking flag. You're ours now. You'll be better off, dude. I don't know, man. Again, look, I'm not going to deny that some positives might come out of this. But for people who are like, you're for this, I would have never done this. If I was running things, which I'm not, I would have never done this. Because to me, I understand the reason for doing it, but it's up to the people of Venezuela to take care of their own fucking business. That's how I feel. If Maduro's so bad, of course, obviously they tried to get rid of him in the election, but they cheated the election. But I mean, they're a sovereign country. They got to take care of that shit themselves. But I don't make those decisions. And here we are. Here we are. Let's just hope this turns out so much better. Honestly, I feel like we probably have better decision makers at this point dealing with this than we did with the Iraq and Afghanistan stuff. Because the way it's turned out so far, just get in, get them out, and we're done. Like that to me is like, that's a good sign. But again, long term, here's some of the possibilities. I was going over this. Like what are the possibilities that could happen here? Okay, so here's one possibility, like how this could play out for Venezuela. Negotiated transition with the Chavista continuity. Jesus Christ. So the Chavista, like those are the Chavez guys, right? Those are the commies. Description: Rodriguez, who's the VP right now, apparently is open to talking and working with Trump. I don't know. Rodriguez or another regime inside cooperates with the U.S., leading to a managed handover. This could involve gradual reforms, amnesty for some officials, expulsion of foreign influences, Cuba, Iran, Russia, and U.S.-backed investment in oil infrastructure. Now, that wouldn't be hard for me to believe that we would go this far to get rid of Maduro, and then just let another communist take over. Like, oh, okay, what did we solve there? So I don't think this is what's going to happen. I think. But here's the part, though. Like, to get rid of the entire communist regime there, I mean, it would probably take military action, I would think, unless they just all decide to step down and walk away. I doubt it. Why this is possible? Trump has signaled willingness to work with Rodriguez, calling her cooperating. She was cooperating initially, prioritizing stability and oil access over immediate democracy. Rodriguez has softened rhetoric, expressing openness to collaboration with the U.S. while defending sovereignty. I wonder if she flipped on Maduro. I wonder if she's secretly working with the United States behind the scenes. I don't know. She did call for his release. It doesn't seem like it, like what she's saying publicly, but who knows what's going on behind the scenes. Likely features: limited elections, possibly delayed, release of some political prisoners, economic liberalization focused on U.S. companies. Pros and cons: avoids violence, quick oil revival, but risks perpetrating. I fucking can't even talk now after taking a break. But risks perpetrating authoritarian networks, alienating opposition supporters. Probability high in the short term per sources like CSIS and Atlantic Council analysis. So this is, according to Grok's analysis, this is the most likely outcome, but I just don't like them. That would make this kind of pointless then. Like, okay, maybe we get access to the oil, great, but if we don't remove the communism and we allow the communism to stay, was it really about helping the people of Venezuela, or was it just about getting that oil? Which, hey, I'm all for it. I mean, this could be the one thing that actually drives prices down. If we get access to like 1.9 billion, whatever, I forgot the ridiculous fucking number. Yeah, I mean, gas prices are going to go down. The cost of energy is going to go down. That should have an effect on prices. And fuck, I think if people see prices going down, even the people who are against this will be like, pretty nice. Oh yeah. Okay, so here's the second option. And I think this is probably what's going to happen. This option: full democratic transition led by opposition. Pressure forces recognition of Edmundo Gonzalez, widely seen as the 2024 election winner, as president, with Maria Corina Machado playing a key role. So Maria Machado, she was supposed to be running in 2024, but the Maduro regime basically didn't allow her to run. So this Gonzalez guy stood in her place and he ran. And people believe that he actually won the election and that, you know, the tally, the outcome was basically fraudulent. Where have we heard that before? Where have we heard that one before? Let's see, where do we go for this? Rodriguez or another regime insider, sorry, lost my place. Why possible? Opposition has strong popular support, evidenced by 2024 vote tallies. Diaspora celebrations, international backing. Some countries already recognize Gonzalez. Maduro's removal weakens regime loyalty. Military defections could accelerate this. Gonzalez assumes power as Machado has called for. Transitional government, constitutional reforms, restores democracy, potential economic recovery with broad sanctions relief, risks resistance from hardline Chavistas or armed groups, collectivos. Probability medium, Trump has downplayed Machado's leadership potential, favoring quicker deals. I don't know. To me, like, if we're going to do this, like, yeah, we should get him off that communism bullshit. Because, I mean, the people, there's a lot of Venezuelans who, you know, in America who have fled Venezuela who are super stoked about this. And I don't know how stoked they'll be if it's, we just leave another communist regime there. But we'll see. 3, here's the third option. U.S.-backed interim administration or prolonged influence. The U.S. effectively oversees a transitional government, possibly via proxies or direct economic control. Well, I mean, Trump keeps saying we're in charge of Venezuela now. So, I mean, it looks like that's, I don't know. U.S. effectively oversees a transitional government, possibly via proxies or direct economic control, meeting with oil executives to ramp up production while enforcing anti-drug measures. Trump has repeatedly emphasized U.S. running Venezuela temporarily and threatened further strikes if non-cooperation occurs. Focus on oil, Venezuela's vast reserves, aligns with administration priorities. I mean, Trump might have just finally got so pissed off about people complaining about prices not going down. He's like, fuck it. Let's just take Venezuela then. Fuck these people. Likely features: sanctions adjustment for compliant officials, no full occupation, but strong leverage. Pros and cons: stabilizes economy rapidly, criticized as neo-imperialism, could lead to resentment or insurgency. Probability medium high, clarified as not day-to-day governance but setting terms. Now here's the one you really don't want to happen. Okay, this is the worst case scenario. Number 4, protracted instability or civil conflict. Power struggles erupt, military coup, Chavista resistance, protests turning violent, or hybrid chaos where no side fully prevails. Why this is possible: regime networks and military barrios remain intact. Collectivos and foreign allies Cuba could mobilize. If Rodriguez resists U.S. demands fully or opposition pushes too hard without military buy-in, fragmentation could occur. And the gunfire I was just hearing, it sure sounds like that's what's fucking happening, but we don't know. But that level of gunfire, it sounds like there's gun battles taking place tonight, if not right now, in Venezuela. So 4 is a very likely scenario. It happens a lot of times when you remove leadership in a country like this. It tends to break down into civil war. So let's hope that's avoided here. Likely features of protracted instability or civil conflict: sporadic violence, humanitarian crisis worsening, regional spillover, migration. Great, we'll get more. We'll get more caravans. Pros and the cons: none positive. No pros. Echoes failed intervention, Iraq, Libya. Probability medium. Current calm is tense, but no major violence yet. Well, Rock, I don't think you heard all that gunfire we were just playing earlier. So sounds, maybe they were spooked by a drone. I don't know. It sounds like we're probably going to have competing forces doing battle to take control. Here's the 5th option: rapid U.S. withdrawal and regime reconsolidation. Do we even have soldiers on the ground right now? I don't even think we have troops on the ground. We literally went in, picked them up, and left and flew back to our little fucking, our naval base out there in the ocean. So yeah, here's the 5th option they gave me: rapid U.S. withdrawal and regime reconsolidation. Description: Trump declares mission accomplished. Don't do it, Trump. Don't pull a Bush, bro. He's gonna, dude, don't pull a Bush and fucking, mission accomplished. Reduces involvement quickly, allowing Chavistas to regroup under Rodriguez. Why possible? Tactical success achieved, Maduro captured. Domestic U.S. focus or costs could prompt pullback. Likely features: limited changes, ongoing sanctions. Pros, cons: avoids entanglement, risks reversing gains and emboldening authoritarians elsewhere. Probability lower: Trump has tied success to fixing Venezuela. Long-term factors include Maduro's ongoing U.S. trial, potentially lifelong imprisonment. And that's weird too. Like, we're making it like it's a criminal enforcement. And it's like, we don't have jurisdiction in Venezuela. Our law doesn't mean shit in Venezuela, but okay. It's more about fucking the oil, I think. I get it. We need oil, but I think that's really the driving factor. But if we're going to do that, we might as well fucking try to give the people of Venezuela some sort of democracy back and get rid of these communist fucks. I mean, if you're going to do it, go all the way. Long-term factors include Maduro's ongoing U.S. trial, potentially lifelong imprisonment, oil sector revival, degraded infrastructure, needs years, and global reactions, condemnation from Russia/Cuba versus cautious support elsewhere. Outcomes could blend elements, e.g. initial Chavista deal evolving into opposition gains. The next week's court rulings, military statements, U.S. Rodriguez talks will be decisive. Venezuela faces a historic crossroads with risks of both renewal and further turmoil. Yeah, so the main one that we don't want to see happen, if you really care about Venezuela, and you don't want to see massive amounts of violence and people dying and suffering and them falling into an even worse place than when we got involved. You don't want to see civil war in Venezuela. You definitely don't want to see that. All right, let me put up a poll here, guys. I want to see how you guys feel about it. Start a poll. Was this the right move? Let's see. Because I see a lot of people who were just like me. Oh, not really for no new wars. Let's not do any more wars. But like all of a sudden, people don't seem to be caring about the no new wars anymore. All right, so let me know how you feel. Was this the right move? Okay. I think if you were going to do it, it was the right way to do it. But is it the right thing to do in general? To get involved with another country and take their leader and blah, blah, blah? I don't know, man. I definitely wouldn't have done it. That's for sure. Nil Guar. It's the United States of the Americas, Earl. I mean, dude, look, I can get greedy too and just be like, let's just take everything. Let's just take over the whole world. Everything. It's ours now. We own everything. Let's just, there's going to be a global world order, right? So let's us be the global world order, right? Fuck the UN, fuck the NWO, America. We run the world. Yeah, I know. It's unrealistic, but I don't know. I could see I've said it before, like maybe we should fucking take Mexico and make them part of America. Like
JCD
it could probably solve a ton of fucking problems.
$1.44. Wonder if there's any Venezuelan kick streamers.
Oh, the dude we watch all the time, Jesus Enrique Rojas. He's a Venezuelan. He's been talking about this, and look, no one is more gung-ho about this than Venezuelan Americans who fled Venezuela, who fled the communism. They're like fucking gung-ho, and I can't blame them. I think in a perfect world, you'd want to go, look, but that's your country. You guys got to fix your own problem. But I've never been subject to a communist regime where I'm starving to death and have no access to food and toilet paper. If I was in that situation, I would probably feel like them and be like, we need your help, America. Thank you, America. But again, it just feels icky. Something about it feels icky. Definitely not what I voted for. JCD 780. Wonder if there's any Venezuelan Kick streamers. Yeah, I don't know. Should I look for live streams on Kick? That's a good call, JCD. I mean, shit. We'll see, man. But yeah, war footage, I can't even play a ballistics fucking test without getting my shit taken down. Imagine if I'm live streaming war footage, bro. Forget about it. It was to send a message to everyone else, you think? So what do we got? 57% yes? So yeah, some of you guys, so far the yeses are winning. Max Normal, I'm ambivalent, but like happenings. Yeah, it's you were bored, gave you something to do. Look, again, I would not have made this decision, but I just, at this point, it's been made, and I hope we don't fuck it up for the people of Venezuela. I really hope we don't fuck it up. We'll see, man, because we're just at the start of it. We'll see how this plays out the next couple years, 5 years, 10 years down the road. If Venezuela comes out of this with a strong democracy and an improvement of life and liberty for the citizens of Venezuela, then it'll be a good thing. but we don't know if that's what's going to happen yet. New president of Venezuela, Jose Altuve. Oh yeah, dude. Nah, how about I don't know. Jose Altuve is a little too short. How about I'd go with Ronald Acuna Jr. That's who I'm voting for. But yeah, it's funny when I think about Venezuela, I think about baseball players too. I'm like, oh yeah, Ronald Acuna Jr. is from Venezuela, ain't he? I think he's from Venezuela. A lot of Venezuelan baseball players. So you're saying you want to blow up Venezuela? No, I don't want to blow up Venezuela. Kikeri, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, I mean, this could be the gunfire we're hearing. You know, it could be coups already going on. They're smelling the weakness, and they're like, "Oh, now's our time to strike." So this is an animation illustrating how the United States captured Nicolas Maduro. I wonder how accurate
Specialized
this is.
Helicopters hovered,
but it's pretty interesting,
over the objective to insert the assault team. While dozens of attack helicopters laid down suppression fire, the Delta Special Forces descended and started the search for the high-value targets. How did they find him? Simple. The CIA had planted spy inside Nicolas Maduro close circle. While back in the U.S., Delta Force built an exact replica of his safe house, rehearsing the raid until they could do it blindfolded. While operators breached the room so fast, his security could not even react to the situation as the sound of flash grenades disoriented the security guard. Using blowtorch, they caught him before he could even lock all the doors. Maduro's shock and awe froze him as Delta Force reached the compound. Nicolas Maduro and his wife, Celia Flores, were physically secured. This wasn't a negotiation. They were detained and immediately moved to the extraction point. These aircraft are capable of performing urban extractions from buildings and refueling in midair. Within minutes, they were airborne, leaving Venezuelan airspace and heading to a secure floating staging base in the Caribbean.
There's a lot of theories that, like, the way it went so smoothly, like the idea that you could just go in and just basically kidnap, for lack of a better word, a world leader like that with very little pushback. A lot of people thinking maybe there's some coordination. Apparently there were some spies, but like, how many like Venezuelan insiders like helped America? I don't know. It's just too much we don't know. But the way it was so fucking easy makes me wonder, like maybe they wanted this guy out of there. And then there's other reports that he wanted out of there. That he kind of set up, he made this deal with Trump to like get out of there. I don't know, man. Damn. They sure make our military dudes look pretty badass. The way they were able to just get in there, yank them, and just done. No casualties on our side. I heard like 60 or more Cubans, because it's weird. There's even another theory, because his security force was all Cubans. So there's a theory that actually he was being like controlled by Cuba. Like Cuba had literally like gotten control over him. But I don't know. The other reason for that is like he didn't trust his own forces to protect him, so he got like foreign military to actually protect him. Well, they didn't do a good job. And apparently a lot of Cubans died. Might be time to take Cuba too, man. Whoever plays along gets promised leadership positions in the next admin. I mean, some of that shit could be going on, Brandon. You know? I'm sure there's some people that are helping America. But we'll see. Apparently Trump is in charge now. Trump's running Venezuela. Trump is now... Who's the president of Venezuela? Trump. Donald J. Trump. And here's some of the reactions, like this chick from The View. She's happy about it. Ana Navarro. She's got terminal TDS, but even she's happy about this because she's Venezuelan.
Your question, who voted for this? Mm-hmm. The people in South Florida. The Venezuelan community, the Cuban American community, the Nicaraguan American community voted for this. And for us, this is a very, very happy day when we see a dictator who has been part of oppressing and abusing the Venezuelan people for 25 years. When we see him in handcuffs and held to some sort of accountability, it brought me to tears. It brought me great joy. And, you know, I live in South Florida.
But are you okay with the way that it was done?
But you can, I think both things can be true.
Okay.
I think you can criticize and ask questions and have concerns about the way it was done and what this means in the future.
Right.
And I think you can still.
Well, how else are you going to do it? Like, hey, Maduro, can you just come to America, please, and we'll arrest you? I don't know. How else are you going to fucking do it? I think the way it was done was probably the best fucking way. If you're going to do this, if you want to fucking take a world leader, it's probably the best way you could do it. You're in, you're out, nobody dies. You're out of there, you got them. I mean, from an operation standpoint, I don't think it could have gone any smoother.
Still celebrate that this murderous, corrupt, sadistic son of a bitch is out of Venezuela.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he has. I think there's 8 million Venezuelan exiles all over the world. People have fled from this man's tyrannical rule. So for me,
2026, the view's on Trump's side now. Oh man, I don't know. This is hard for me to believe. It almost makes me suspicious. Like, should I be against this if she's for it? But I think she might be legitimately just like, that's where she's from. She's suffered. She knows people who suffered. She knows how happy the Venezuelans who are in America who fled that regime. She knows how happy they are. I mean, there's a lot from the Venezuelans. Like, we're going to have some clips here. Victoria fled Venezuela 6 years ago. Today, she had to explain American socialist. And it's funny because all the protests, all the people protesting against this, it's your usual suspects. It's like the people that were at the ICE protest yesterday. Now they're showing up to protest. Free Maduro, free Maduro. It's the commies, basically, the commies in America. We got a real serious communist problem in this country, too, Trump. I don't know if you know that. You know, like, of all the things you could do, again, this is another thing that I'm kind of frustrated with, is like, there's so much to be done here domestically. Like, can we focus on some domestic shit that just seems to never, for some reason, we can never do anything about anything domestic. But if it's a foreign thing, oh, perfect. Everything works out. You got the goals. You don't have to worry about nothing. But domestically, no, we're just fucked. Nothing gets done. But Tim Walz is not running again, so that's a win. Let's hear him out.
I heard you're from Venezuela.
Yes, I'm come from Venezuela.
And you don't agree with any of these people here, right?
No, I'm not agree. I'm not agree with Trump. Because Trump helped to my country obtain the libertad.
Can I ask you, there's a bunch of Americans here who have never lived.
I think this is David Kate. You know, on X, people just post other people's shit, so you never know when you're watching it if it's the actual creator or someone just posted. But it looks like this is the guy, David Kate.
In a communist and socialist country with a socialist government.
So Americans are protesting here against the arrest of Maduro. They've never been to Venezuela before in their life. And you have, but they stand against the Venezuelan people. How do you feel about that?
I feel happy. We're so fucking happy.
Merida or in Margarita Island or in the Llanos.
And then here we got one of these dumb American communists.
How do the people in the Llanos feel about that?
Are you living?
I'm asking you the
No,
question.
I'm asking you.
Have you been to Venezuela? Have you been to Venezuela?
For the last 21 years in
but-
Venezuela with a communist and
Trump, we need to kidnap that guy now. Trump, look, send in the fucking the Navy SEALs, bro. We got a bunch of communists that need arrested.
socialist government.
I'm just kidding.
So,
Your guys
and
don't
let
have
me-
idea
Let me give you some
about the
advice.
communists.
Let me give you some advice.
Don't have idea.
Let me give you some
The
advice real
communists.
quickly. All these people in shirts are going to surround you here in a second. They're going to try and drive you out over there where you perceive to be you have your freedom of speech amendment. You're more than welcome to be anywhere you want to, express anything that you want to, and continue to do that. Don't listen to any of these people in these orange shirts. They're all paid organizers and protesters
Yes,
by
sure.
communist activists.
You don't have
So-
idea. Let me something.
I think everybody's a volunteer here. Do you have anybody who's...
Look, if we're gonna make Venezuela part of America, we need to give a first-class ticket right away to all the big booty Latinas in Venezuela. I mean, look, I've known some Venezuelan women in my time, and they're great. We need to bring them here right now.
Yes. Do you know Democrat Socialists of America?
Yeah.
Okay.
Heard about
they
that.
have a collective bargaining agreement with the Communication Workers of America. No, don't go over there.
If you can experiment, if you want experiment, go to Cuba. Go to Cuba. Live in Cuba.
Yeah, we really should do that, right? Like, we should identify all the communists in this country and send them to fucking Cuba, bro. Give them like at least a 1-year punishment where they have to be in Cuba or Venezuela or North Korea. And then after a year, they can come back and they'll be cured of their communism. It'll be amazing.
Where's Cuba? Isn't Cuba going to be isn't it a dictatorship still?
Yes.
Is Cuba building military base? Is China building military bases in Cuba?
Excuse me?
Is China building military bases in Cuba?
Excuse me. I'm trying.
Interesting. We got a lot of these Venezuelans. Here's another one. This chick thinks she knows about Venezuela just because she's from Venezuela. But has she even spoken to a fat, retarded communist protester from the West? They're the real experts. That's a great bearing. You made me laugh.
If you are not from Venezuela, you better shut the fuck up. I've seen a lot of videos of gringos trying to explain Venezuela to Venezuelans. You don't even know the difference between Venezuela and Mexico. You can't even point Venezuela in a fucking map. You don't know what is to live in starvation. You never saw a family member dying because you didn't have the medication, while the members of the Chavismo are walking with her.
Well, we do actually see that in America, unfortunately. Are you familiar with America's healthcare system? Yeah. Plenty of people that aren't getting medication they need.
Rolex in their hand.
But nowhere near as bad as Venezuela, I'm sure.
Do you want to know how many people died trying to come to America, going through a jungle? Do you want to know how many women were raped there?
Oh, I thought that was a myth. I thought that women didn't get raped as they get smuggled in here. The Democrats told me that was a myth.
We are 8 million of Venezuelans who have left Venezuela. You don't know what is to live like that. You are too freaking busy eating your Starbucks with almond milk, you motherfucker.
I love the way she says motherfucker. I don't know, man. She's a little thick, but I might marry her.
You are too freaking busy eating your Starbucks with almond milk, you motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm in love. John, what do you think, John McCarter? What do you think? Should you keep her?
I have a question for you guys. Where were you when they were killing us? Where were you when they were killing students who didn't have any weapon? You were too freaking busy drinking your Starbucks with oat milk. So you better shut the fuck up and take Venezuela out of your filthy mouth.
She's obsessed with the Starbucks goat milk. I don't get that either, bro. Paying all that money for a Starbucks coffee, these stupid fucking gringos. Yeah, I like her. She's got spunk. She's got some spunk to her. Immigrant from Venezuela confronts a mob of leftist protesters at the U.S. Embassy. By the way, the AI shit, off the charts. I mean, this is the first war where we have AI, and it's like, these videos, I'm almost 1,000% positive the ones I'm playing are not AI. But I went through so much AI slop with Venezuela, like fake videos from Venezuela, fake this, fake that. Man, the AI slop is getting good too, where it's like pretty hard to distinguish that it's AI.
So we are here in Ottawa right now, and we are in front of the U.S. Embassy. What I'm seeing is embarrassing. It's beyond.
Yeah, Croppolis says, you can slim her down, Ping, you motherfucker. Yeah, I can definitely slim her down. I'll get her on the pork chop diet, bro. She'll be looking good. No
embarrassing.
Got to get those. It's the tortillas, man. Look, if you end up dating a Latina woman, tortillas are great, but you got to get those tortillas under control because that is the number one culprit. It's not the beans. It's not the rice. It's not the carnitas. It's the fucking flour tortillas. You either get them on corn tortillas or you kick her out because if she's eating flour tortillas, it's only a matter of time.
This is terrible. There is a bunch of people who are not even Venezuelans. Actually, they are just flags from Palestine, from Lebanon, from Che Guevara. Things that don't make sense. Not a single Venezuelan. Because Venezuelans, we are on this side. Actually just condemning and seeing what is just happening in front of us. Look at this. They are just, they don't even know how to speak Spanish. They're just spreading slogans that don't make sense. And I already confronted some of them. Look, Hands of the Caribbean. This woman is clearly not from the Caribbean, as you can see. And it's embarrassing, it's terrible what is happening. They're requesting for Maduro, who is a literal murderer and who is a criminal that has terrorized Venezuelans, to be released. So they are siding with dictators, with criminals. The left has no shame. These people have no shame. And honestly, it's horrifying. Please keep in mind, they don't represent Venezuelans at all.
Yeah, we know who they are. We're very familiar with these protesters, okay? Anything Trump does, they protest it. They're communists. They are. They pretend they're not. They like to hide and say, well, we're socialist, Democrat, socialist of America. They're fucking commies. Fuck these fucking commies, bro. And someone said, Americans never learn. Shining bright, I imagine you're not an American. Americans never learn. When has any country that we helped actually appreciated it, even if the intent was for good? Well, when has it ever turned out good? I mean, Afghanistan, essentially, Al-Qaeda's, the Taliban's running Afghanistan still. Iraq, I mean, look, here's the thing. Just because there's a bunch of Venezuelans who are for this, still doesn't mean it's the right fucking move, because you'll find a bunch of Iraqis, good people, the ones I've talked to are great, they're still thinking that Iraq was the best move. Like, oh, thank God for America getting rid of Saddam. Saddam killed my uncle and blah, blah, blah. But does it mean that from America's standpoint, that was it a mistake? Yes, it was a mistake. So we'll see. The odds are not in our favor. The odds are not in Venezuela's favor. Every time we do something like this, it turns into a fucking disaster. Let's hope this is the one time it doesn't. Okay? Let's hope. Because I like these Venezuelans, bro. I do. I really like them. I got a soft spot in my heart for them. So now, this guy, the Colombia, Trump's been talking shit about this guy too. This might be the next guy that we go in there and fucking kidnap in the middle of the night. Colombia's president, Gustavo Petro, just recklessly taunted President Trump, which, by the way, Maduro did the same thing. It did not work out very well for Maduro, did it? Oh, man. Is this the retard of the day? I got a new song. Let's do it. This is the retard of the day. This is perfect time to play my new retard of the day song. Yeah, I didn't do much work. I took some time off, but I did create a couple new songs. And here, we'll play the clip and then we'll play the song.
A mí no me amenace, aquí lo espero si quiere. No acepto
where's the fucking subtitles, asshole?
invasiones.
Come get me, coward. I'm waiting for you here. Apparently is what he said.
No acepto misiles, no acepto asesinatos, acepto inteligencia. Vengan aquí a hablar con inteligencia y lo recibimos y hablamos de tú a tú y con cifras reales, no con mentiras. Deje de engañarse de las mafias políticas colombianas, porque nos condenaron a 700,000 muertos, a ser el país más desigual del mundo. A mí no me...
And he's gone. But yeah, congrats, you're the retard of the day. Start from the beginning. But this is gonna be a new segment, retard of the day. I'm gonna have one every episode. Congratulations, bro. We got a new retard. Look, I mean, we got dark Trump. I mean, this is definitely dark Trump, right? We're in dark Trump phase. So I would not be fucking around and saying, come get me, okay? Because Trump's just probably like, all right, well, fuck. It worked out so well with Venezuela. Let's do it again. Not a smart move, in my opinion. Here's Trump talking about. President Trump says he's working to cut off billions in federal funding. Oh, this is him talking about Minnesota, California, and Illinois. I'm for it. Let's do it. Cut off all federal funding to everything. Cut off federal funding to everything except for like the military, basic essentials, and just across the board. I'm for it.
From Minnesota and from the United States. It's actually more from the United States because Minnesota puts in, and we're not going to pay it anymore. We're going to have Waltz go pay. We're not going to pay them, and we're not going to pay California, and we're not going to pay Illinois with that big slob of a governor that they have that doesn't run. You know, we brought down crime by 25%. He didn't do anything. He's not doing anything. But they want us to leave. He had a day where they had 17 murders, not too long ago. 17 murders and 77 people shot, but 17 died. And then he talks about, oh, we can handle it. He can't handle it. But we pull back, and we'll go in at the appropriate time. But we're the ones that brought the crime down. We brought it down 20%. They didn't bring it down. Pritzker didn't bring it down.
He doesn't sound good, man. He does not sound, especially because I just saw a clip from him from like 2016, and it's like, man, you can see the aging is so fucking drastic. I mean, he's at that age where it happens, but yeah, I don't know. Someone asked me about the Monroe Doctrine. I do agree, to a certain extent. Obviously, every situation's unique. I think every situation should be approached uniquely, but when it comes to a move like this, do I feel as bad about this as I do like Iraq or Afghanistan or Israel or some other fucking Middle East country that's not even got nothing to do with us and we shouldn't even be thinking about it? We're talking about South America, Central America, Canada. Like, yeah, that's kind of, I think it's important that we don't have enemies right fucking next to us. And to be honest, I think we should offer all these countries stateship. Should be like, look, I know your country sucks, right? Why don't you become a state? Become part of America. We should do it. We should do it. Because I think some of them will take it. I mean, I would. Fuck. I'm living in Guatemala. And they're like, hey, you want to be part of the United States, man? I'd be like, yeah, let's do it. Guatemala sucks. Bring this, let's be Americans. So yeah, so here's some more from Trump. What else we got here? Mexico has to get their act together because drugs are pouring through Mexico and we're going to have to do something. We'd love Mexico to do it. They're capable of doing it, but unfortunately, the cartels are running Mexico. See, this one being on our actual border, I'm pretty hardcore with what we should do about Mexico. I'm pretty hardcore about it, bro. So maybe we go in there and we just fucking overnight just wipe out the cartels. I'd like to have Mexico's permission. I'd like to have Sheinbaum on board, but she's obviously a fucking cartel. She's not. It doesn't seem like she'd be willing to stand against the cartels because she seems like a puppet of the cartels.
By the way, you have to do something with Mexico. Mexico has to get their act together because they're pouring through Mexico and we're going to have to do something. We'd love Mexico to do it. They're capable of doing it. But unfortunately, the cartels are very strong in Mexico.
I remember one time you actually, speaking of Mexico, I asked you about Claudia Sheinbaum, and you told me at one point you had offered to send U.S. troops into Mexico to combat drug trafficking there. Is that something you would
I like Claudia. I think she's a terrific person. I would say every single time I talk to her, I offered to send troops.
And she's just not willing?
She's concerned. She's a little afraid. The cartels are running Mexico. Whether you like it or not, it's not nice to say, but the cartels are running Mexico.
Everybody knows this, but I thought Sheinbaum was a fucking a cartel plant, essentially. And Trump's like, I like her. She's nice. What, did she talk sweet to you, Trump? Did she flirt with you over the phone? Like, what the fuck? I don't like her, dude. She seems like pretty fucking terrible, to be honest. Reporter, she called what you did to Maduro kidnapping. That's all right. That's not a bad term. I don't know. Maybe you shouldn't call it kidnapping.
Kind of peacekeeping. I think Americans are very...
It depends on what happens. It depends a little bit on the new administration, if you want to call it.
So if you see that pushback from Rodriguez and ultimately...
Well, I don't think there was pushback. I think that...
She called it...
Well, you hear a different person than I hear.
Really? So you have spoken with her?
We talked to her, yeah.
Oh, you did speak with her.
I mean, there might be some coordination with America and this Rodriguez chick. She might have been like playing both sides or like behind the scenes, like plotting to fucking get rid of Maduro so she can take over. We'll see. But she's a fucking communist. Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't think it would be great if she ends up being who runs Venezuela now. We're going to just let a commie from the Communist Party run things. I don't know. Seems like, what's the point if we're not going to restore democracy to Venezuela?
You've been very good.
Because she called it kidnapping of Maduro.
It's all right. It's not a bad term. Go ahead.
It is a bad term. The capture, I think, is a better term. But kidnapping, I mean, it does apply. It is kind of like a kidnapping. Jake Tapper ends interview after fiery clash with Stephen Miller over the future of Venezuela. Let's see, CNN and Jake Tapper and Stephen Miller going at it.
Over the future of Greenland.
One last question,
doesn't
Stephen.
Make any sense.
One last question. The president was very quick to say that the...
Can't forget Greenland. We got to take Greenland, too. I mean, fuck it. Let's just go full empire. Right? Our economy's about to crumble. Everything's about to go to shit. Well, I mean, maybe if we just start conquering the entire fucking world with our giant military, we can fix our economy. Who knows?
Recipient of the Nobel Peace Prize, opposition leader Machado in Venezuela, doesn't have the support in Venezuela to become the next president or the interim leader. And I wonder where he got that from, given that her cutout, Gonzalez, won the election last year 2 years ago, overwhelmingly, 70% of the vote or something like that. Why does the president think that Machado should not be the next leader? Why does he think she's weak?
First of all Venezuela experts agree, that it would be absurd and preposterous for us to suddenly fly her into the country and to put her in charge.
Wouldn't it be absurd and preposterous to sneak in the middle of the night and kidnap a president from... I mean, we're already in absurd and preposterous territory. And I don't get it. I don't get why... I mean, other than being a woman, I don't get why they wouldn't support her. Because she won the primary, like, overwhelmingly, right? And then the Maduro's regime was like, you can't run. I don't know what the reason is, but they basically barred her from running for election. And then that Gonzalez guy came in her place, and people believe he actually won. So what do you mean if she doesn't have the support? If she won the primary and then Gonzalez, who replaced her, ended up winning the election, even though Maduro cheated it, what are we talking about? That doesn't make sense.
And the military would follow her, and the security forces would follow her. This is not a serious. It's not even a serious question.
So should there be an election?
Let me. If you give me the floor for 30 seconds, let me tell you what we are doing here, Jake. The United States. This is sort of foundational. The United States is using its military to secure our interests unapologetically in our hemisphere. We're a superpower, and under President Trump, we are going to conduct ourselves as a superpower. It is absurd that we would allow a nation in our own backyard to become the supplier of resources to our adversaries, but not to us, to hoard weapons from our adversaries, to be able to be positioned as an asset against the United States rather than on behalf of the United States.
Sovereign countries shouldn't be able to do what they want to do.
The Monroe Doctrine and the Trump Doctrine is all about securing the national interests of America. For years, we sent our soldiers to die in deserts in the Middle East to try to build them parliaments, to try to build them democracies, to try to give them more oil, to try to give them more resources. The future of the free world, Jake, depends on America being able to assert ourselves and our interests without apology. This whole period that happened after World War II, where the West began apologizing and groveling and begging
I don't even
and
know,
engaging these
honestly,
vast
what you're talking about
schemes.
right now.
What I'm talking about, Jake, is the idea. And by the way, you do. I know you love doing that smarmy thing, Jake, and I was hoping to be better than that this time.
I asked you about if there should be an election. I asked you if there would be an election in Venezuela. That's what I asked. I said, why was the president so quick to dismiss Machado? You answered that question. And then I said,
I mean, if it was up to me, look, if they're saying the Gonzalez guy won and he was cheated out of his victory, we should install him. We should just put him. That's who the people wanted. Put him in there. And then, schedule another election. But I don't know, man.
Messy. Jake, is security and stability for the people of Venezuela. With our help and leadership, that country will become more prosperous than it has ever been in its whole history. Venezuelans
but the woman running Venezuela right now is part of the Maduro regime.
There will be conversations, Jake, about all of these guideposts along the way. The reason why I was giving you that speech, which I know you didn't want to hear, is because you're approaching this from the wrong frame. This neoliberal frame that the United States' job is to go around the world and demanding immediate elections be held everywhere, immediately, all the time, right away. To create these vacuums.
That's not what I think, but you invaded the country. We went into the country and we seized the leader of Venezuela.
Damn straight we did.
And I'm saying,
we're not going to let.
So is the U.S. going to have new elections?
Jake, is that we're not going to let Tin Pot communist dictators send rapists into our country, send drugs into our country, send weapons into our country.
Okay.
And we're not going to let a country fall into the hands of our adversaries. The future of Venezuela, working with America, is...
But we will allow Mexico to be run by a criminal cartel and send drugs into this country and guns in this country. I mean, it looks like Mexico's next if this is the way we're thinking.
It's going to be so bright and so incredible and so positive, and we'll have a conversation about everything that you raised. But the priority right now, as the president has made clear, is a judicious, thoughtful, careful transition process to secure a great future for Venezuela and to secure a great future for America.
All right.
So let's just take a moment and just acknowledge, Jake, that what we've witnessed under President Trump's leadership this last week is one of the greatest foreign policy and military victories this country has ever had.
Stephen Miller, thank you.
It's too early to say that, bro. So far, yeah, you could say the mission to get him out was a success. But if Venezuela turns into a fucking hellhole of just murder and fucking violence and nobody's got food, everybody's fighting in the streets, like, that's not going to be a victory. It's good. He's gonna have another fucking Bush-like fucking ugly war under his belt. So I don't know. We'll see long term. We'll see how this plays out. I can't believe we're already an hour into this fucking episode. I feel like I just went live and we're already an hour into this episode, guys. I'll go ahead and do another plug. Links in the description if you want to support. Much love, guys. Yeah. Dude, I have so much hope that this is going to turn out right, but it's too early. Let's see. I'm sure Alex Jones here is going to make me feel better about it. Let's see what Alex has to say.
This morning, at about 1:35 Eastern Time, on Saturday, January 3rd, 2026, President Trump ordered precision military operations and extraction of Maduro, the dictator of Venezuela, and his wife. Not one U.S. serviceman died. Not one piece of equipment was even damaged. The level of coordination is just, quite frankly, frightening. Now, let's separate that for now and come back to it later. I have, in 31 years, never supported any offensive military operations of the U.S. because it's all been for globalism. It's all been for the rules-based order. So for those of you out there that actually want to understand what's happening, it's a fact what's going on. You can make a decision about whether it's right or wrong. But the rules-based order was set up by the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, via the UN. And it means the UN and this whole global body decides when nation states can defend themselves and what they can do. And President Trump has said he's going back to the Monroe Doctrine. Even before that, Thomas Jefferson's doctrine of the Barbary Wars, the Barbary Pirates. Venezuela was the richest nation per capita in our hemisphere until about 30 years ago. Then they got socialist dead 26 years ago, who were really communists. And it became a total hellhole. And they ran Smartmatic and Dominion and all of it.
Another theory is that part of this is about the 2020 elections, because there's a lot of theories that Maduro played a part in stealing the 2020 election from Trump. I don't know. That'd be nice, though. That'd be nice if he's fucking gonna turn over some fucking evidence, but I doubt it. I think that's hopium.
Were the piggy bank for the Democrats, the CIA. They ran the Mexican drug cartels, and they were basically in cahoots with Cuba. So this move is not a neocon war where we're off blowing up the Middle East or doing all that or starting a war with Russia. It's about hemispherically, under the Monroe Doctrine and under U.S. policy before the age of the globalist, George Herbert Walker Bush. It's about going back to that. So Thomas Jefferson would have gone to war with Venezuela. He would have had a blockade. He would have blocked the drug boats. But it wasn't about the drug boats. That was just Trump's legalese, saying it's law enforcement. This was bigger than 1990 and Manuel Noriega, who was a CIA drug dealer and wouldn't pay them their cuts, so George Herbert Walker Bush invaded all the rest of that. No, this was about the U.S. exercising its territorial control in this hemisphere. It was about ending the rules-based order and letting the world know the U.S. is standing up for its own sovereignty and control of this hemisphere, which under globalism was undermined by design, Jimmy Carter and then Obama, finally handing over the Panama Canal, and so much more. So the United States has been put in a very bad position on the verge of collapse. And Trump, in an emergency operation with the tariffs, everything else he's done securing the borders, and this military operation in Venezuela, has brought the U.S. stock up in the world everywhere and let the world know that we're not going to just go bye-bye like the CFR has wanted.
I've heard essentially we just stole 1.9 trillion. So yeah, things are getting bad. We're just like, let's just go steal trillions of dollars. I mean, we have the manpower. It's like, okay, yeah, just a quick little 10-minute operation and we'll steal 1.9 trillion. It's a lot of fucking money.
Chinese communist century that replaces America as the world superpower. And look, I don't want America to be an empire, but if we end world dollarization, we will be in the worst depression you've ever seen, basically forever. And that was the plan. So those of you rooting against President Trump have no idea what it would mean if his operations fail. And he's barely winning on all the major fronts he's fighting. And that's what's scary. If you have any idea how dangerous the situation would be if we just sat back and allowed all these multinational powers through BlackRock and the globalists to divide and conquer our country, it'd be over. They had a cloud pivot strategy under the Great Reset to collapse Europe, to collapse the U.S., Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and then dictate the terms of our surrender to the globalist system. So for the first time in my 31 years on air, I'll be 32 in April, 2 months from now, I tacitly supported constitutionally Trump's right to do this. But I had major issues with whether or not the CIA would be able to sabotage it and give Maduro a heads up. That's why Trump, since Christmas, 5 times, this is exclusive from my sources, had the military ready, in the air, about to go, but would pull them back the last minute. That way, when he finally launched the real attack, the Democrats on the Maduro payroll, the Chicom payroll, wouldn't be able to catch our helicopters and planes in the air and our troops.
Remember, when was it, like before Christmas or something, that Tucker basically said we'd be going to war with, that he had an inside source that we would be attacking Venezuela or some shit like that? I guess he was right. He just, maybe because he said something, that's why Trump pulled it back. Trump was like, oh, fuck, Tucker spilled the beans. Our surprise attack is fucked. I don't know, but it turns out Tucker was right. Just, his timing was off.
The first 5 minutes, they hit thousands of sites. They were able to send Delta Force in and capture Maduro and his wife. It was incredible, without one U.S. casualty. This is historic. And Trump did a masterful job. Hegseth did a masterful job. Marco Rubio, I've had big problems with since he got on board with us, is a force of nature. And it's just very, very exciting to see all this happening.
I can't believe Alex is talking good about Rubio. Remember he had the famous showdown with Rubio where apparently that was a reason that I think he got a strike on YouTube, was for and then Rubio pretended like he didn't know who Alex was. This was after Alex got nuked off everything, got banned off everything, and then pussy ass Rubio couldn't even stand up for Alex. A lot of pussies on the right. Alex is still defending them, standing up for them, but did they stand up for Alex? Nope.
So America's back. This was an incredible success. And Maduro was a dictator, suppressing his people. They're celebrating everywhere. And it's so excited that they're going to get their oil now. The U.S. built their refineries. The type of oil they have is very thick and very hard to process. The main refineries in Houston were built in the last 80 years for Venezuela. And when Trump makes that point, it's the truth. We built the Panama Canal too. That was given away. So the U.S. is taking back what is ours. It's popular with the people in those countries, and Americans should learn their history and realize what Trump is doing is truly the pragmatic moves you'd make if you were standing up for U.S. interests.
Hey, I'm good. Let's take over all of fucking Latin America then, dude. Let's just do it. What are we fucking around? All right? Stop it. Stop fucking around. Let's just make everything America. Let's just go in, get the UN. Let's go kidnap the leader of the UN, take over the UN. We just dismantle the UN. We are the UN now, okay? We are the UN now.
So, it was a gamble, but so far it's succeeded in flying colors, grand slam, royal flush, call it what you want. It is amazing. And it sends a very strong message to China, Russia, and others that America's back. So that's the reality. It's about undermining UN control, undermining the globalist rules-based order, they call it, and about the return of sovereignty. And it's a very, very good thing. And yeah, Putin wants the end of that too, because you got the UN, NATO surrounding Russia and starting all these wars with them. People have a right in their own hemisphere, in their own surrounding areas, to deal with their own issues and not have the UN doing it. The UN is the most corrupt evil organization ever, and controlled by the globalists and the Rothschilds. So this is the right move. The world respects us because of this, and I'm just glad that it went off so flawlessly. The hand of God was on this operation, and I've just got to say it's good to have our military back under U.S. control. And now we're going to take back control of the rest of the country legally and lawfully and stop the globalists. God bless you all. That's the bottom line. If you're a new viewer, don't know what the rule-based order is, or don't understand all these terms, look it up. It'll be quite the education for you. And for those of you out there, saying I'm a warmonger or all the rest of it, or like you caught me supporting a war. You didn't catch me. I'm on air. This is what I'm saying publicly. And I'm just really blown away that it went so well. This is really amazing. Now I want to see similar energy domestically, not with the military, but
that's what I'm more interested in domestically. Yeah. Okay. There's so many fucking issues. It's like, I wish the issues here in America were that easy to fix as they are to fucking kidnap Maduro overnight. Like, can we take some of that energy and, use it to getting rid of this fucking fraud that's obviously a huge problem in this country with taxpayers being fucking ripped off? Can we take that energy and place it into fixing the income tax situation that's totally fucked? I don't know. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Getting rid of the filibuster, taking action. The Democrats are getting rid of it when they get back in. Now's the time for action. The crossroads is here.
Are we getting rid of the filibuster now, too?
The game's here. The time for games is over. The fourth turning's here. We're at the crossroads. This is the change. It's time to get serious. Please share this report. Please support us. TheAlexShowStore.com.
I hope Alex is right, man. I have this feeling that it's going to be like Iraq. Right now, it's like, oh, it's so great. We got in there. We did such an amazing job. And then like 10 years from now, we're going to be like, oh, what the fuck did we do? Another 20 trillion we spent in Venezuela.
Super chatted $9.99. Since everyone apparently has a right to live in America, it seems only fair to make every country America.
Yeah, well, I don't know about every country. I mean, I wouldn't be against, like I said earlier, Canada, Latin America, Central America, South America. Hell, I mean, let's just take fucking, Antarctica while we're at it. fuck the international bullshit. We own Antarctica now. But yeah, I mean, it would make sense, dude, because they're so connected to us. Their economies are so connected to us. They so rely on us. And we're taking so many of their citizens, we might as well fucking have their resources. And I honestly, I think a lot of countries would be willing to. I think you could slow roll it where you offer statehood to every Latin America country, and then the ones that agree, and then in 4 or 5 years, all of a sudden their economy is doing good, and they're doing, all the other countries around there that still suck are going to be like, America, can we take up your offer now? And I think maybe 30, 40 years, without even a shot being fired, we might be able to bring in, make them states. Why not? This is that chick I was talking about, Maria Corina Machado, the one who was barred from running, who probably would have defeated fucking Maduro. Just in, Venezuelan Maria Corina Machado dedicates her Nobel Peace Prize to President Trump, even offering to share it with him. And she's the one who stole the Peace Prize, the Nobel Peace Prize from Trump.
Until you went to receive the Nobel Peace Prize. And I want you to tell us,
Thank you,
went back at that point. Did you not go back because you feared for your life? And tell us, I mean, it's not very usual that people will dedicate the Nobel Peace Prize to the leader of a different country and say publicly, he deserves this more than I do. But you did that.
Let me be very clear. As soon as I learned that we had been awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, I dedicated to President Trump because I believed at that point that he deserved it. And a lot of people, most people said it was impossible to achieve what he has just done on Saturday, January 3rd. So if I believed he deserved it on October, imagine now. I think he...
I'm sorry, Kikari. That's a gold fucking comment there. Gold star comment. Kikari says, leftists said borders don't exist, so America can just go to other countries and take over. It makes sense. You're right. Borders don't exist. What the fuck? What? Mexico, you're ours now, bro. The state of Mexico Get used to it. Get used to it, Mexico.
Has proven
We're coming
to the world what he means. I mean, January 3rd will go down in history as the day justice defeated a tyranny. It's a milestone, and it's not only huge for the Venezuelan people and our future. I think it's a huge step for humanity, for freedom and human dignity.
Have you spoken with President Trump since then?
I spoke with President Trump on October 10th, the same day the prize was announced. Not since then, but I do want to say today, on behalf of the Venezuelan people, how grateful we are for his courageous vision, the actions, historical actions he has taken against this narco-terrorist regime to start dismantling this structure and bringing Maduro to justice, which means that 30 million Venezuelans are now closer to freedom, but also that the United States of America is a safer country nowadays.
Right. Did you at any point offer to give him the Nobel Peace Prize? Did that actually happen? I had read that somewhere. I wasn't sure if it was true.
Well, it hasn't happened yet, but I certainly would love to be able to personally tell him that we believe the Venezuelan people, because this is a prize of the Venezuelan people, certainly want to give it to him and share it with him. What he has done, as I said, is historic.
She's happy. I mean, I want to be happy, but then I've lived through Iraq. I lived through Afghanistan. So I know long term, it's easy to get caught up in the hype right now, right? Successful operation. Everything's looking good. Everybody's, you're hearing from Venezuelans. They're so happy about this. And this is the way it was at the beginning with Iraq. Don't forget. And then what did that turn into? A complete shit show. So we got to avoid that. We can't allow that to happen. Trump says Machado doesn't have the respect to lead Venezuela. See, I don't get this. I don't get why he's saying this. The candidate that replaced her literally defeated fucking Chavez. What do you mean she doesn't have the respect? She got the votes.
Can you explain the exact mechanism by which you're going to run the country? Are you going to designate a U.S. official to coordinate?
It's all being done right now. We're designating people. We're talking to people. We're designating various people, and we're going to let you know who those people are.
What's the group you mentioned that would run Venezuela?
Well, he doesn't look like he's getting a lot of sleep, dude. Look at the little ducktail in the back. I bet you he's had a lot of long nights.
We're going to let you know who those people are.
What's the group you mentioned that would run Venezuela?
Well, it's largely going to be, for a period of time, the people that are standing right behind me. We're going to be running it. We're going to be bringing it back. It's a dead, I talk about a dead country. Venezuela has a lot of bad people in there, a lot of bad people that shouldn't be leading. We're not going to take a chance that one of those people take over for Maduro. So we're going to have a group of people running it until such time as it can be put back on track, make a lot of money for the people, and give people a great way of life.
You said earlier today that you weren't going to back Machado to come back and be the opposition leader in your Fox and Friends interview. And then you also mentioned the vice president of Venezuela. Are you going to work with the vice president of Venezuela, or how do you foresee the relationship going?
I understand she was just sworn in, but she was, as you know, picked by Maduro. So Marco's working on that directly. He's just had a conversation with her, and she's essentially willing to do what we think is necessary to make Venezuela great again. Very simple.
Is the U.S. aware of the location of opposition leader Machado, and have you been in contact with her?
No, we haven't. No, we haven't.
Mr. President.
I think it would be very tough for her to be the leader. She doesn't have the support within, or the respect within the country. She's a very nice woman, but she doesn't have the respect to be the leader.
Respect? I mean, what about votes, though? See, this is what I don't understand. If Gonzalez defeated fucking Maduro in the election, other than, barring the cheating, like the actual election, he had more votes. And he was a replacement for her. Those are essentially votes for her. So, I mean, to me, you got to put Gonzalez or her. They have to be in charge of that's the only thing that makes sense to me. I don't know. I don't know why you'd continue working with Rodriguez, who was appointed by Maduro. I don't get that. But there's obviously some shit here that I don't know about. And we better offer them statehood, by the way. Like, is that even on the table? Did you even maybe think, hey, how about just become a state? We'll appoint you governor. But according to Grok, there's a lot of it's probably impossible. Venezuela becoming a U.S. state is an extremely unlikely hypothetical scenario with no historical precedent, no current official proposals, and massive legal, political, and practical barriers. The U.S. has never admitted a fully independent foreign sovereign nation as a state. New states have come from U.S.-controlled territories, which, hello, Grok. Venezuela is now a U.S.-controlled territory, so that point doesn't stand. Purchased lands, have come from U.S.-controlled territories like Hawaii or Alaska. Purchased lands like Louisiana, or former independent entities that were briefly republics but quickly integrated, like Texas. Look, man, why wouldn't we want to make Venezuela? Let me pull this up on Grok, but I've heard that they're the largest oil reserves in the world, bro. Like, you're telling me we wouldn't want to make that place a state so we just get access to all that shit? Let's see. I'm asking about the oil reserves, how big they are, how much they're worth in Venezuela. Venezuela has the world's largest proven oil reserves. As of the latest data, year-end 2024, Venezuela's proven reserves stand at approximately 303 billion barrels. This represents about 17 to 18% of global proven reserves and exceeds Saudi Arabia, who only has 267 billion barrels. Most of these reserves are heavy crude in the Orinoco Belt. By the way, we turn up the fucking oil production there, they're going to be so wealthy. They're going to be wealthy as fuck. Even as a state, they'll be wealthy as fuck. Like, the economy will be booming. Like, I mean, it's just a no-brainer. Most of these reserves are heavy crude in the Orinoco Belt, which is more expensive and complex to extract than lighter crudes elsewhere. A rough estimate of the total value using current market prices would be around 18 to 19 trillion US dollars. Bro, that's more than half of our debt, or it's like what, it's less, what's our debt at now? 38 trillion? It keeps going up. Bro, I mean, I'm getting greedy, guys. I'm getting greedy. 18 to 19 trillion. Dude, if we do this, we get access to this oil, and we basically take over this oil, 18 to 19 trillion dollars worth of oil, and the price of gas and energy just drops to like levels we haven't seen since probably the early 2000s or the 90s. And prices start going down and the economy starts improving. People are going to be psyched about this. This might be this could, if this was to turn out perfect, this could be something that really starts to turn Trump's approval around. We'll see. I mean, not with the TDS crowd, but with, the fence sitters who are not quite happy with Trump's first year. But yeah, 18 to 19 trillion dollars worth of oil, guys. What do you think? Should we just go take that? Should we just go take it? Yeah, but 19 trillion isn't what it used to be. Price it in gold and get a true value. It's dude. 19 trillion is 19 years of funding our military. What is our military, like 800, like $1 trillion or something like that? Like, if we just, I mean, that would be, we'd hit the lottery, dude. So Maduro win in court. I mean, that's just an unfathomable number. 18 to 19 trillion, bro. 18 and then I heard they also have like so many other fucking resources too besides oil. Like, they should be, with how much shit they have, they should be like one of the wealthiest countries in the world. But communism sucks.
Okay, I want to bring in Paul Murrow now, attorney, retired NYPD inspector, and Fox News contributor, live outside the Manhattan federal courtroom now. So talk to us about what was going on inside, because you had that look, and particularly this paragraph, when they were discussing when to set up motion schedules and all of that. And as we were just talking about how complicated this case is going to be, was there any reaction from Maduro?
Not really. You know, everybody's in federal court. Everybody's observing the sort of ceremonial atmosphere of it, including Maduro. That said, I would characterize him as quietly, maybe solemnly defiant. At one point, he made a statement about the fact that he is not only innocent, but still the president of his country. The takeaway, I think, in a larger sense, is that everybody, that is, he and his wife, plead not guilty to all counts. But as you say, his attorney, a man named Pollock, did at one point stand up, and when they were talking about scheduling motion practice, did say we expect a voluminous and complicated process here. And so at least until March 17th, Maduro waives his right to speedy trial, meaning essentially the clock stops, and they're all going to be setting up and working out a schedule to start exchanging what is apparently a lot of stuff.
Could you see them both, he and his wife? I mean, did they look...
It is weird that they didn't just take him, they took his wife as well. And they're pressing charges on her as well. That's a little weird. That made people think, oh, he must have agreed to this. But he's like, yeah, but you got to also bring my wife. And apparently he's... I mean, what happens if he posts bail? Are you going to just let him out? This is just weird. It's
in
weird.
your estimation, and you know, things are being described to us, and we're trying to convey that to the audience. Maduro stood up at the end, shuffled papers, and then took them with him, so he won the battle of whether or not he could keep his notes. And he has on tan trousers, orange sneakers. She was described with kind of a weak, thin voice, somebody smaller, that sort of thing, and now says she was injured in what she calls the abduction.
Yeah, so the camera, the way it was focused, and from my purview, was on the two defendants and their counsel, as well as the prosecutor's table. The judge was not visible, nor was the gallery. In a general sense, the judge came across as forceful. It was interesting. He made a statement at the outset that struck me as a little unusual. You got the sense he was speaking to the world at large and not just Nicolas Maduro and his wife. He said something like, I am here to make sure that this is a fair and just proceeding. It sounded to me like he was making a sort of large statement about the quality of jurisprudence in his courtroom for public consumption, and I took that to mean outside of America as well. And then, of course, when he started to go into the reading of the charges, you had the translation issue. And so Maduro had to have all of this stuff from the judge translated to him by an off-screen translator to ensure that he understood. He said he did. Interestingly, he said after the judge read him a version of Miranda rights and included the fact that he had the right to potentially be released on bail, Maduro said he was unaware of those rights. And it struck me that he's coming from a very different legal system, because it seemed like he had never even conjured the notion that he's entitled to an attorney, he may be able to apply for bail, and he has the right to use, to stay silent. He has the right that none of the material that he has said outside the purview of counsel necessarily has to come in. So it was interesting to see him sort of taking that in a system.
That's a good point. We can save the rainforest. Take over and save the rainforest from destruction. Yeah, okay, leftists, don't you want to save the fucking rainforest, bro?
Very different from the one I'm sure he's used to.
So, Paul, does that mean that he could go back and say, yeah, I think I want to take advantage of some of that through Pollock, his attorney?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he will. You know, he and Pollock didn't discuss much, and I think that's likely down to the language issue. They didn't really seem to be communicating. It seemed to be all sort of choreographed between him and Pollock. He had another counsel sitting next to him who was sort of whispering in his ear. One of the things about Maduro I would characterize is, in addition to his sort of quiet and sort of, as I said, solemn defiance, he also was extremely engaged in the legal machinations. He was constantly writing on his legal pads. He was shuffling them. He was going back and forth between pages.
To be honest, he seems like he's in a good mood. Maduro, I don't know. Maybe there is some deal he worked out with Trump to get out of there. Maybe they were about to coup him. I don't know, but he does seem to be in way too good of a mood for somebody who was just kidnapped from his royal palace.
I got the impression that this is a guy who really wants to fight and is marshaling all his resources.
Ben, would you like to jump in?
I just think that says it all about Venezuela under Maduro, is that he is unaware of the rights Americans charged with crimes are given. That does not exist in Venezuela. You are taken to a cell, you are beaten, you are tortured, you often disappear. And he is finally being exposed to what is the correct way of going through justice. And when his wife says that she was injured or she has a bruise, we will look into that as well.
No.
I don't know. I don't know, man. You tell me he didn't know about the American justice system? I mean, these people know a lot about fucking America, bro. Trump tells NBC News he will be top person in charge of Venezuela. I mean, it seems like they keep saying this Rodriguez chick has been sworn in and she's the new president of Venezuela, but yet Trump's like, I run Venezuela now. So it's so hard to understand what the fuck's going on here.
Welcome to Meet the Press Now. I'm Kristen Welker in Washington, where we're getting new reaction from President Trump in an exclusive.
Trump should give a speech to Venezuela. He should go on and give an address and just be like, this message is for the people of Venezuela. I am now your president and I will take good care of you. Just let him know, like, I'm in charge now.
Phone interview I had with him this afternoon after the stunning capture and arrest of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro this weekend, as the ousted leader made his first court appearance today. This was the scene this morning as Maduro was transported to federal court, surrounded by guards before being loaded into an armored truck. Maduro and his wife both pled not guilty to charges which include narco-terrorism, conspiracy, cocaine importation conspiracy, and weapons charges. Maduro seeming defiant during court today, telling the court via a translator, quote, I am still the president of my country. The president reacting to today's arraignment during my phone call with him telling.
Actually, no, I think they already swore in your VP. So even in your country, you're not the fucking president anymore.
Me, quote, it is an extraordinary moment in history. That's true. And it's great for the hemisphere. He went on to say the prices of oil are going to, be reduced. The president also telling me we are not at war with Venezuela and that he would not need congressional approval to send in a second strike. One of the biggest questions right now is who is really in charge in Venezuela after President Trump said explicitly on Saturday that the U.S. would run the country. I asked the president.
Yeah, El Jefe, he does. I get flashbacks of Saddam every time I see him. He does. It's crazy how much he looks like fucking Saddam, bro.
President about that today. If Secretaries Rubio and Hegseth, Stephen Miller would be the top 3 people in charge of Venezuela, the president said, yeah, among the top people, including J.D. Vance. I then asked him, who will be the top person if there is one? The president's answer to that question was me.
Me? Yeah, he's got to do a fucking Oval address from the Oval Office and just be like, yep, Venezuela, how you doing? I'm Donald Trump, and I'm now your president. So, and if you want to become America, hey, we're gonna put a beautiful offer on the table for you guys to become the 52nd state of the United States.
Yesterday on Meet the Press, I also asked Secretary of State Marco Rubio about who's in.
And then the same offer to Mexico and Colombia, all of them.
Charge. Here's what he said. Who are those people who will be running the country specifically?
Well, it's not running, it's running policy. The policy with regards to this. We want Venezuela to move in a certain direction because not only do we think it's good for the people of Venezuela, it's in our national interest. This is a team effort by the entire national security apparatus of our country, but it is running this policy. And the goal of the policy is to see changes in Venezuela that are beneficial to the United States.
But hours later, while speaking to reporters on Air Force One, President Trump offered a different view, doubling down on his statement that the U.S. will run Venezuela and seeming to threaten Venezuela's interim leader.
You said the U.S. would run Venezuela.
We're dealing with the people. We're dealing with the people that just got sworn in. And don't ask me who's in charge because I'll give you an answer and it'll be very controversial.
What does that mean?
We're in charge.
Can you just clarify where you stand on Delcy Rodriguez right now being in?
I don't have to tell you. I just say that she will face a situation probably worse than Maduro, because Maduro gave up immediately.
But today,
Maduro gave up immediately.
President Trump told me he thinks.
Did he have a choice? Did he wake up with a fucking special forces assault team right at his door? I mean, what choice did he have?
Delcy Rodriguez, who was sworn in.
Go run to the safe, grab the AK-47. No, just fucking surrender.
Today, officially, as Venezuela's interim leader, is cooperating with the United States, telling me, quote, I do get the sense that they're cooperating. They need help. And I get the sense that, she loves her country and she wants her country to survive. Meanwhile, President Trump is now escalating his threats against countries beyond Venezuela, suggesting Sunday night that Cuba could be the next regime to fall, while also threatening the U.S. that the U.S. could take action against several other countries, even those beyond the Western Hemisphere.
I mean, I'd like to see Cuba get its heyday back, get back into Remember, people used to go to Cuba, used to be like an amazing spot to go vacation. I mean, it's just right off the coast of fucking Florida, dude. Why not? It'd probably take 10 minutes to take back Cuba, dude. Like 10 fucking minutes.
Cuba looks like it's ready to fall. I don't know if they're going to fall.
Are you considering U.S. action in Cuba?
I think it's just going to fall. I don't think we need any action. It looks like it's going down. Colombia is very sick, too, run by a sick man who likes making cocaine and selling it to the United States, and he's not going to be doing it very long.
So there will be an operation by the U.S.
It sounds good to me. You have to do something with Mexico. Mexico has to get their act together because they're pouring through Mexico, and we're going to have to do something. We need.
You listening, Shinebomb? I wonder how the leaders of Latin America are going to sleep tonight. Like the first helicopter they hear overhead, they're going to wake up and go, fuck, Trump's coming for me. I mean, this probably does send shivers down the spine of a lot of our enemies. They're like, holy shit. He just went in like that and just, that's it? They could do that to me too?
Greenland from a national security
Yeah, I don't like Lindsey Graham being with them. I don't like it.
situation. It's so strategic.
Look, he's too happy, bro. He's too happy. Look at this fucking. Now that's a piggy. If I've ever seen a piggy, that's a fucking piggy right there, bro. Ah, Lindsey Graham. The only time he smiles is when people get killed. If nobody's dying in any wars, he's not happy. Man, he's happier than a pig in shit. Look at him.
Greenland from the standpoint of national security. And the European Union needs us to have it, and they know that.
There's been protesters killed in Iran. You said we were locked and loaded, ready to go. What is the line there for when the U.S. is going to get involved in this?
Yeah, so now they're starting to ramp up the Iran shit again. Look, I can have some understanding when we're talking about our hemisphere, Monroe Doctrine. I have some understanding, like, yeah, that's actually very important for our country. I don't give a fuck about Iran, bro. Leave it alone. Leave it alone, dude. What are you gonna do? You're gonna fucking fly in and kidnap the leader of Iran? I don't think so, bro. Probably won't be as easy. I don't know. It is kind of weird how easy it was to get Maduro. It's suspicious how easy it was.
We're watching it very closely. If they start killing people like they have in the past, I think they're going to get hit very hard by the United States.
Yeah, cut it off before Lindsay talks. Fucking. I don't know why people still vote for that retard. What state is Lindsey Graham in? What state is Lindsey Graham again? I don't even fucking remember. South Carolina. What's going on with the people of South Carolina? Really, what's going on with you guys? We need to have a talk. Do we need to have a talk? I caught this earlier, and I just thought it was kind of like a little telling. Because, you know, if this was somebody else, like say this was a TPUSA live stream, and somebody brought up the death of Charlie Kirk, and one of them laughed, do you think Candace would let that go? Or would she make that a whole new episode? Would she make that into a whole new conspiracy?
Yeah. about this is weird and uncomfortable for everyone. And I'm not saying she killed her husband or knew about it or whatever. I'm saying the guy got shot 3 months ago.
A little weird. She catches herself pretty fast. But yeah, I mean, that's the way a grieving friend acts when they're reminded about the death of somebody they loved.
And saying
she caught herself.
The guy got shot 3 months ago, and
she caught herself. She kind of caught herself. Oh, wait, that's not a good idea to laugh when he's talking about the death of Charlie Kirk. But yeah, you know, she's using Tim. Tim, like the only person that's not been talking shit about her though. What is this one? I don't remember what this one was. What was this one? Oh, this is her responding to Alex Jones. Alex Jones declared war against her, and she's acting like she doesn't, like, I didn't do anything to Alex Jones. It's like, Candace, you have a mob of retards on the internet who attack everybody viciously, like, and it's a lot of fucking people, and a lot of people think you're coordinating this little mob and the way they behave behind the scenes. But yeah, you didn't do anything. You didn't do anything, Candace.
That was the allegation. What happened after we allowed Mitch onto the show to share his story was, it was just madness. It was kooky. What happens next is Alex Jones.
Yeah, that's what's kooky. Not the fact that you fucking platformed a fucking con artist who apparently he deleted these tweets too. He was tweeting, somebody found some older tweets from his ex account, this Mitch Snow guy, where he's claiming the Zodiac killer was his father. Yeah, no, this guy doesn't like lie all the time. He doesn't spin a bunch of yarns. He's 100% truthful and honest. Okay, guys.
Of all people, the guy who brought us the gay frogs and a couple of YouTubers that nobody had heard of began a very aggressive effort to go after Mitch, right? To say, nope, this guy is illegitimate. We shouldn't listen to a single word that he says. Quite literally, Alex Jones went onto his show and declared war on me. I've never said a bad word about Alex Jones ever.
No, you just had all of your fans attacking him, claiming that he took the fucking $7,000. He got the call. He's a fucking shill. He's working for Israel. Those are your people doing that, Candace. Those are your retarded fans. So, yeah, he's taking it out on you because your fans are attacking him like fucking crazy. But I didn't do anything. I didn't do nothing.
In fact, only good words. I've spoken about Alex Jones. I've said he's always been good to me. I've played clips of him. I said he's very funny. And he's going to act like I've attacked him, never spoke to him about Mitch Snow, nothing. Listen to Alex Jones quite literally declare war on me. And this is over Mitch Snow. Take a listen.
I remember saying to them, I said, I got to invest.
There she goes. I mean, look, every time she lies, it's
on me. And this is over Mitch Snow. Take a listen.
Look, I'm telling you, people, oh, the micro expressions. Look, this is 101. Somebody who's being fucking shady, okay? Like, it's shady. She's a shady bitch.
I remember saying to them, I said, I got to investigate her now. I got a bad feeling. I didn't have a bad feeling. God gave me a good brain. I already knew. I dropped the ball. I apologize. She's a globalist agent. I dropped the ball and I failed you and I'm sorry. I got to follow my gut every time. It's never wrong. And I saw so much more she did. And I love her people threatening me and all their doxing of people and all that. You think that's going to make me go away?
See, she says, you're a people. Okay? And we know you're talking to a lot of these people, Candace. You're probably coordinating a lot of this shit behind the scenes, the same way you accuse everybody else of coordinating everything behind the scenes. I'm sure you're coordinating, to some extent, what your followers are doing. But they are definitely attacking the fuck out of anybody who calls out when you're clearly fucking wrong. Like when we call out that you platformed a lying piece of shit with a history of being a lying piece of shit who's also been pretty abusive to women from what I've seen. And now he's, we're finding his old fucking tell he was spinning on the internet that he's the son of the fucking Zodiac killer. It's like, okay, yeah, we're the one. Why is everybody flipping out about the Mitch Snow stuff? That makes me feel like I'm right. No, they're flipping out because you're totally fucking wrong. And I knew she would never admit it, man. She would never admit it. Because at this point, I don't think she can admit it. Because if she admits it, then she's admitting that she raised a ton of fucking money through her audience for a con artist. So that'd be a tough pill to swallow. And I don't think she's willing to swallow that pill.
All you did was wake me up like a nuclear test site waking up Godzilla. So just get your asses ready. Because you want a war? I want your war. I want it all. I want the doxing. I want the lies. I want the attacks. I'm going to take you on. Because you work for the deep state and the Democratic Party and the CIA and MI6, and I see your ass. So you just get ready.
Okay, points for entertaining. I have no idea what he's talking about. I don't know.
A million more times entertaining than you could ever dream of being, Candace.
Oh, good luck. I hope you do it. I hope you go after whoever it is. If the attacks are in the room with you right now, Alex, let us know. Okay? I literally have no idea what he's speaking about. I was off air.
You're retarded if you have no idea. He's literally been calling you out for weeks now and getting attacked non-fucking stop for it by your retard audience. I have no idea. I'm just, why is Alex reacting this way? You know why? Because you're a lying piece of shit. And when you're called out for being a lying piece of shit, we get attacked for it. We get called fucking every name in the book. We're working for the government. We're part of this. We're part of that. It's like, you know what's going on, Candace. You're not that fucking stupid. You're stupid. Actually, she's not stupid. She's an evil genius. You know what's going on.
And Alex Jones was just burying himself, getting fact checked. People are attacking him because he's lying about what I've said. He's pretending it's personal. Like he and I had a conversation, or like I went after him on the show. I don't know what that is, but then I would eventually find out exactly what it is. First, the efforts from Alex Jones and these YouTubers. Well, first,
you're a fucking YouTuber, Candace, you retard. These YouTubers. These stupid YouTubers. You're a fucking YouTuber. And you're probably the worst of the worst when it comes to YouTubers because you're willing to lie your fucking ass off for views. Worse than any YouTuber I've ever seen.
Played like they were friends with him. So you had this Paramount Tactical account in Valhalla who called up Mitch and pretended to be a brother, like a brother in arms. Yeah, brother. Yeah, we're trying to help you. We think, Kid could be potentially funded. This is, Paramount Tactical, potentially working with foreign agents, and like, you're one of us. At the exact same time, they had Ian Carroll calling me, and Ian Carroll was being a friend, and he's like, hey, you should get on the phone with them, and you should come out against Mitch, because Mitch is a fraud, and Mitch was never in the military, and it's going to be really bad.
Poor Ian Carroll. He's trying so hard. Ian sees the writing on the wall. She's fucking discrediting all the work all these online investigators are doing, making everything a fucking joke to where nobody's going to take anything seriously. Good on you, Ian. Okay, I'll give you credit, Ian. You're trying to walk her off the fucking cliff. Good luck. She's a retard. She's doing this on purpose. I think she knows she's wrong. I think she knows Mitch Snow's a fucking lying grifter, con artist. She doesn't care. She doesn't care. It serves a purpose, which is for her to get a ton of views, make a ton of money, get revenge against the people she has a vendetta against, and who knows what other motives are there. But I think this bitch knows exactly what she's doing.
For you, like, you need to make a statement against Mitch. So just to make that clear, they're trying to pressure Mitch to say something against me. And
El Jefe with the 10. Thank you, El Jefe. We got a bunch of new members in here. I'll leave the dings on, El Jefe. Did you wanted me to leave the dings on, right? I'll leave the dings on. Yeah, thank you, brother. Thank you for the gifted membership. It's very generous. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the team. All the new members, say thank you to to El Jefe, who's always gifting the memberships. The big man. Thank you, El Jefe. You rock, brother. Hope you had a great Christmas and New Year and all that stuff, man. It's good to be back. I'm glad to be back. I'm happy to be here doing a show again. But I did enjoy my vacation. Played a lot of Project Zomboid. And that game is so frustrating. It's so fun, but it's so fucking frustrating. Anyway, it's almost done. The dinging's almost done.
And trying to pressure me to say something against Mitch, to believe that Mitch was a fraud, and to have Mitch believe that I was a fraud. That struck me as odd. I did not take the bait. Then after, through a third party, effectively threatening me and saying that lawsuits were going to be coming if I did not go back on my word of allowing, Mitch to be on my platform and share his story, that there were huge lawsuits coming. And I explained to Ian Carroll, I was like, Ian, this is not how lawsuits work. They didn't send me a cease and desist. What have I done wrong here? Then they said that he was never, that it was like stolen valor. He was never in the military. And then they had to admit that, no, actually, Mitch was in the military.
She keeps focusing on that. It's like the one thing that he didn't lie about. It's like, oh, yeah, you tried to say he was stolen valor, but it turned out he was a Green Beret. Yeah, the one thing he didn't fucking lie about. What about everything else? What about everything else? And apparently he did lie about his role. According to Valhalla, what I was watching, he was, I forgot, he said his role was one thing, but it ended up in his paperwork being something else. So, I don't know. I mean, to me, the jury's out. This guy is not trustworthy. He's a liar. He lies about fucking everything. His father's not the Zodiac killer. And I wonder why he went and deleted after people found those tweets from 2024. He went back and deleted them. I wonder why. But
they were ashamed because he was a really bad dude who abused women in the past. And then they brought out the said women onto their platform. Like suddenly we are being brought into Jerry Springer and they had to absolve his past. Everyone's like, what does this have to do with Fort Huachuca?
You dumb bitch. Let me explain it to you. You stupid fucking whore. Let me explain it to you. Okay. Somebody has a wild fucking claim that on the surface is not very believable and is fucking insane. And all you have is to take their word for it. At that point, it's a good idea to investigate that person to see if they have a history of being truthful or if they have a history of being a lying piece of shit, Candace. That's why it matters. But you pretend like, I guess your audience is too fucking stupid to understand that basic concept of like, oh, someone has crazy story that no one can fucking prove and I have to take his word for it. Maybe I should see if this guy is a trustworthy individual who's not a proven liar who lies all the time. And then when you look and he turns out, oh yeah, this guy lies about all kinds of shit. In fact, he's already lied to get money raised for him, claiming his wife beat him with a hammer. We've seen the footage. That's not what fucking happened. That's why, Candace, you dumb, stupid bitch.
Can Suge Knight see Brian Harple at a military base? Like, do I care about Suge Knight's history? What does this have to do with anything? This is just illogical.
No, it's not, retard. It's not.
So when the public didn't bite on that, they then said that it probably wasn't even true that he was at Fort Huachuca because he was a pathological liar and they could prove if this was a bad dude and a pathological liar. So I then dropped the military police reports, the actual incident reports from what happened on the base on that day, which proves that Mitch told the truth.
No, it doesn't prove that he told the truth. It proves that he was at the base that day. It proves what it says in here. The Fort Huachuca military police station was notified by Daniel Head of a suspicious individual at Southwest Border Mission headquarters. Upon arrival, patrol spoke with CW2 Daniel Head, who stated that the individual entered the building with a backpack making concerning comments. The backpack was taken away and placed outside on the north side of the building and called the police station to report the incident. Okay, Sergeant McCaslin requested K9 to sniff the bag in the vehicle. There's proof that this happened. It's not proof of his fucking story, you retard. She's so disingenuous, such a lying, fucking conniving bitch. It drives me insane that people fall for it, dude. It drives me so fucking insane. And then she teased yesterday, like, she was going to have some more information. Oh, she posted this photo of like a highway sign for Fort Huachuca. And everybody's like, oh, she's got more evidence that she's been holding on to. She's going to release it. And then she does her show today. Nothing. Again, it's always like, oh, next episode, we're really going to solve this, guys. And then, of course, you never solve it. And the next episode, oh, I think we're finally getting down to it. I think we're really going to have answers this time, guys. How long is she going to keep this going for? Like 5 years? Is she going to go 5 years from now? She's going to be like, I think we finally going to find out what happened to Charlie Kirk, guys. I swear to God, people are so fucking stupid, bro. It's sad.
So then they pivoted and they said the police report was fake. There were some points of it looked fake because it had typos. And this didn't look like a real driver's license number for driver.
Dude, your fucking retarded audience does this all the time. They're literally doing this to that Cabot Phillips guy who's like releasing photos of his alibi of where he was at. And they're like, oh, look at the background. It's the wrong magazine. That magazine should have been replaced 2 days ago. And blah, 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 blah. Your idiots do the same fucking thing.
Driver's license for.
But she's the only, her and her idiots are the only ones allowed to investigate
Washington
anything.
State. And apparently police officers never make typos, right? Everyone knows these are like English students. These are authors. How could a police officer typo in a police report? Goalpost was moved again and again. And finally they did.
Yeah, Coltsy, maybe if she would stop fucking lying, I could point out some of the good work she's done. But I don't think she's done any good work since the very fucking beginning. Coltsy, I've pointed out so many fucking lies. Why don't you give me credit, Coltsy?
Decided.
Okay, good job. You pointed out some people lying. Okay, good job. Congratulations. So let me ignore all the other shit. Let me ignore all the other fucking obvious bullshit, which to me, the Mitch Snow one, look, the planes, the Egyptian planes, that was fucking borderline retarded. Okay, not even borderline. It was retarded, all right? The Mitch Snow shit is unfucking forgivable, bro. It's unforgivable.
I'm not kidding here. They decided that
it's like, yeah, I murdered 20 people, but, you know, I made my grandma breakfast that morning. So, I mean, well, give me respect because I made my grandma breakfast. Yeah, but you also murdered 20 people. Why do I give a fuck about... Like, what are we doing, Cold C? Cold C, she's not going to fuck you, bro.
How terrible of a human being that Mitch was, which, again, I still can't compute what this has to do with whether or not he was at Fort Huachuca. But as proof, and they were teasing this, and Alex Jones was teasing this, they were going to bring his son on. His son, who he has not spoken to.
Is there more gunfire in Venezuela shining bright? I don't know if you caught the beginning of the show, but I played some clips of that from earlier. But
since his son was 2 years old and who is now an adult man, they were going to bring his son onto the show to speak about Mitch. And accidentally, and quite hilariously, the son confirms that the incident at Fort Huachuca actually happened.
We all agree at this point. We're not even disputing that he was at Fort Huachuca. Okay, but that does not mean his story is fucking true. Just because he was at Fort Huachuca. Obviously, he's a good liar and he's going to pick something that he can make believable, right? Right? So, like, if I'm going to say I witnessed something, I'm going to say it was at somewhere where I can prove I was at. Otherwise, that would be a terrible fucking lie. The problem with lies, though, is you can do things like that to make them more believable, but you still can't fix all of the flaws, okay? And you can't change the fact that he has a history of lying. And he's done it to raise money, too. So, look at that fucking face, bro. Look at that. That's what you get, Colt C. You hook up with her? I know you're in love with her, Colt C, but that's what you get right there. That's the real Candace. That's the when you're in bed with her and you turn over and you look at her, that's what you see looking back at you right there.
Okay, take a listen to that moment because it's perfection. It's hilarious.
You're a veteran, and I don't know. Have you watched his claim?
Yeah. So let's point out again. She picks the one little detail to make herself look good. Oh, he said the Fort Huachuca thing was real. Because apparently they had to call him because he's listed as an this guy right here. In case you don't know, this is Mitch Snow's son. So Fort Huachuca, the police or whatever, had to call him because he's listed as an emergency contact for his dad, he doesn't even have contact with anymore. Okay, so that seems to confirm he was at Fort Huachuca. Okay, but let's ignore the rest of what he says, which is his dad is a known fucking con artist who lies about fucking everything. He's known to make shit up like this. This is his MO. This is his personality. But ignore that and just focus on, oh, but he was at Fort Huachuca, so everything's true. Everything is true. Okay, well, you're ignoring the rest. And then you're pretending like, oh, why does it matter if he's a known liar that lies about everything? Because we have to take his word for it, bro. She knows. She's playing a game, man. She's like a fucking lawyer playing a game. doesn't give a fuck about truth. I don't know, man. She's a wicked woman.
Seems on Candace Owens. Do you know what he's talking about?
I watched some of them very briefly. I can only stomach so much of that bullshit. They're not going to let him go into anywhere ops center or anything like that.
Yeah, no, they routinely have high level, confidential, fucking top secret meetings that anybody can just stumble into, right? Like they don't have multiple levels of fucking like check-ins and barriers to get to before you get to the room where the fucking top secret meeting is happening. But no, you could just wander on with a backpack. I think he might have had a fucking, I don't know what was going on with Mitch, what his real reason for being at Fort Huachuca was. But I think he was probably having some sort of psychotic mental episode, okay? A lot of people think Mitch is part of the meeting. A lot of people think, well, the reason Mitch is there, how come people don't see the what I see, which is, you know, Mitch is probably a part of this. He was planning it with the military, and he's a whistleblower, and it's like, no, I would bet the farm that he's just making this up because he had a feeling that if he was able to like get his name out there, he might get some celebrity from it. And also he's got what was the last I saw, $160,000 raised for him. I mean, that's a chunk of change.
On any post, not Huachuca, not Carson, not nowhere, not in the States, not abroad. They're going to make him go through the same center that everybody goes through to get his ID, get it renewed if he doesn't have it to that point. They're going to let him go to the commissary. They're going to let him go to the PX, maybe some of the other amenities on the post, but he doesn't have a secret security clearance.
Or if he does walk into the Joint Task Force staff duty, he might end up detained and outside getting the canines called on him as per this report, which, again, I don't even know if this report is real or not.
I believe it at this point. If this guy, his son, got a call from Fort Huachuca when it happened, then yeah, I think there's no doubt at this point he was at Fort Huachuca. But you guys want to act like because, oh, he was at Fort Huachuca, that means his story is true. No, it doesn't mean his story is true. It just means he was smart enough to set himself up with a story that he could have receipts for to make it more believable.
There's so much craziness going on with this report.
I mean,
plate number.
They called me on September 9th, asking me if I knew anything about a Mitch Snow and telling me that I was listed as his number one emergency contact. And I just remember sitting there for like a minute.
So it's like, what this is like when you're wrong about 100 things, like there's 100 things and you're right about one of them and wrong about 99. And then you point to the one you're right about and you're like, see? Yeah. It's like, bitch, you're wrong about everything. It's like you point the one fucking thing, the one out of a million times that you fucking were right. Okay. That proves my story. What does it matter that he's fucking a liar, a known liar, and everybody in his family and everybody that's ever associated with him knows he's a liar who just makes shit up? Oh, what does that even matter? Dude. You're a bitch, Candace. But I hope you and Cold C hook up. Cold C, I wish you the best of luck. Hopefully at some point she'll give you a shot. She'll get tired of that British lord, that British millionaire. Yeah, Mitch Snow claims he is the son of the Zodiac Killer. The latest.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to apologize to Candace Owens for ever questioning Mitch Snow. Doesn't matter he never had witnesses at Fort Huachuca. Doesn't matter they all had alibis. I was wrong. He has now revealed on his official X account that he is the son of America's most famous serial killer, the Zodiac Killer, who was never discovered and whose identity is unknown. He is the son of the Zodiac Killer. It's officially on his X. And I don't question him. This guy exposed.
Yeah, he wrote this whole thing about it. And then at the end, he says he's the son of the Zodiac Killer. And this long ass fucking, and then he deleted it. So, weird.
Everything. This guy is the patriot of patriots. And I'm not going to doubt him. If you doubt him, you're involved in a cover-up. So, Mitch Snow is the son of the Zodiac Killer. He even gives the date and where he died. That's proof right there. I mean, I saw Martians land in my backyard last night. Don't have any photos or video, but it's okay. The point is...
So, I mean, I guess this guy just happens to stumble across a top secret military meeting planning the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And he just happens to be the Zodiac's son. Guys, can we please wake up from this fucking retarded stupor that you're in? Please? For the sake of the rest of this country, please wake up. Please wake the fuck up.
Candace, I want to apologize to you. And I agree with you. I saw that video today where you said anyone with blue eyes cannot run for office.
Ted Cruz is the the Zodiac Killer. Yeah, I guess that means he's Ted Cruz's son, Spacco.
You can't trust people with blue eyes. I thought that was totally sane as well. I agree. Mitch is the son of the Zodiac Killer. Blue-eyed people cannot run for office.
Did Candace say that blue-eyed people can't run for office? As a blue-eyed person myself, I'm very, very insulted and hurt by that comment. I think blue-eyed people make the best leaders. Okay? All right?
I'm starting to understand, like, it all makes perfect sense now. You believe the Zodiac Killer, after all these years, has been discovered? Mitch Snow is the son of the Zodiac Killer. Wow. Maybe he's still alive. Maybe he killed Kirk. I mean, this is amazing. And we just learned that, well, we learned everything else. It's just incredible. So I'm showing you his X account. It's right there. This is amazing. This is groundbreaking, and I don't question it.
At the end, the Zodiac was a hit for hire type. I missed that part. Something the conventional way. He hung out with disgruntled alcoholic cops. He was a radio and radar operator on the USS Enterprise during Vietnam, thus how he knew ciphers. Thus how he knew the East Bay area. Also, he wore the Navy shoes. He had some vision problems, wearing glasses that were shaded light tinge of orange or red in the 60s and late 70s. Later switching to half-shade glasses. He was an Eagle Scout. That's why he picked his first victims. Anyway, this whole rant ends with him saying, let me see if you got it in here.
The Zodiac Killer's been discovered. It's Mitch Snow's father. It's Candace Owens' source. This is
a person having a psychotic break. That's what it looks like. Come on. Look, paragraphs are helpful, you know? Can we use more paragraphs?
Incredible. I want to interview Mitch. I want to hear all about the Zodiac Killer. This is massive. Why'd you keep it secret so long, though? Are you an accessory to the Zodiac Killer?
Yeah. He's so believable, guys. He's so believable. Cold C, do you believe him? Do you believe he's the son of the Zodiac Killer? Do you believe that? I mean, he's a trustworthy, right? He's so trustworthy. Yeah, so we had some more leftist violence. JD Vance, I appreciate everyone's well wishes about the attack at our home. As far as I can tell, a crazy person tried to break in by hammering the windows. I'm grateful to the Secret Service and the Cincinnati police for responding quickly. We weren't even home as we had returned already to D.C. One request to the media. We try to protect our kids as much as possible from the realities of this life of public service. In that light, I am skeptical of the news value of plastering images of our home with holes in the windows. The suspect is a trans leftist. Yeah, we don't have a problem. Yeah, Charlie Kirk definitely wasn't killed by a trans furry lover guy. And yeah, we don't have a problem. I mean, you know, that shooting and what was it like? That church, was it a Catholic church? I almost don't remember. It got buried, but you know, there was that trans guy that shot the church. No. The trans are great, guys. The real problem is the right wing. The real problem is TPUSA. So yeah, this is the person that apparently they had a gun on them too. Surprise, surprise, it looks like the man who tried to break into J.D. Vance's house armed with a gun was a male to female transgender. Say hello to Julia. Julia DeFore. When will the DOJ and FBI take the threat of radical transgender terrorists seriously? It's just it's crazy to think about that. Radical transgender terrorists. Welcome to 2026. We got a Maduro kidnapping and a radical transgender terrorist problem. Oh, the future's lovely, boys, isn't it? William DeFore, who goes by Julia, was just arrested by the Secret Service after allegedly vandalizing J.D. Vance's Ohio home. Yeah, so this is... They took a hammer. Again, the eyes, Chico. The eyes tell you everything. Definitely probably some SRIs there. I mean, this is the picture of health right here. These you see eyes like that, you know you're dealing with a stable, well put together person. Yeah, I heard reports that they had a gun on them. But yeah, oh look, the left being violent again. What a surprise! What a surprise! Tim Walz is stepping down. He's not running for. Well, he's not stepping down from his office. He's not running again. He's not running again. So let's see.
I'm proud of the way we treat our neighbors. I'm proud of the way that we welcome people to this state.
Yeah, you treat them really well because you allow them to start fake daycares and collect millions of dollars. I mean, I guess, I'd like that treatment as well. I'd like to start a fake daycare and make millions of dollars.
I'm proud of the way that we innovate, and I'm proud of the way that we are optimists for the future. No one's taking this away from us. Not the fraudsters, certainly not this president. Not on my watch. Tomorrow, I'll be back with you. I'll give you an update on America's best paid family medical leave program that is now a week into it.
I'm sure there's no fraud involved with that, huh? Yeah, I'm sure there's no fraud there, huh?
And at that time, I'll take all your questions. Thank you all.
Thank you, press. I'll be back tomorrow. Next call, more tomorrow. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, the press is not. You can hear the press. What? You're not going to take questions? The fuck? Of course he's not.
More tomorrow. Appreciate it. Thank you. Wow. All right.
Yeah, the press is not happy with him. Can you blame him? Like, what is he gonna do? He's not gonna answer questions, bro. He's cooked. He's completely fucking cooked. And the fact that he's not gonna run again, that he's stepping down from running, that tells me there's probably even worse than we think it is. And there's probably more gonna come out.
Thank you, press. No, you said you were gonna take questions. Why didn't you?
Thank you all. We'll be back.
You know why. You know why. He's a big pussy. He's a big pussy boy. Minnesota has to come first always. This is Governor Tim Walz. Today, I'm proud of the work we've done to make Minnesota the best place to live and raise kids. Yeah, because you get millions of dollars just for fake daycares. I've decided to step out of the race and let others worry about the election while I focus on the work. Okay, great. Good for you. Good for you, Tim. I mean, this is good news. Good news. I mean, he should resign, just completely step down. That's really what you should do. But this is good news. And shout out to Nick Shirley. Maybe you should go to California, Nick, because we need Gavin Newsom to be dropping out of politics as well next. There's a lot of these lefties we need to get out of here. Yeah, I wanted to check this out. So remember the New York City subway was going to be free? Well, it turns out they raised the prices. New York City subway and bus fare hikes took effect today. What happened to the free buses? Really, you guys fell for that? You thought I was you thought I was serious? You really thought I was going to give you free buses? Don't you understand? I'm just running a campaign promising free shit, and I'm never actually going to. Oh, how stupid are you? How stupid are you? Of course not. Free buses. It's only $3, you cheap fucks. $3. Nick crippled Minnesota with one swing. Well, he might have saved Minnesota, bro. If they clean up the fucking hundreds of millions or whatever, billions of dollars of fraud, they clean that up. I mean, they need to build a fucking statue to Nick. They need a fucking 100-foot statue of Nick Shirley standing there with his little dead cat cover for his mouth. You know, the one that blocks the wind. Just sitting there interviewing people. Make a statue to him. Well, that's the show for tonight, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you guys are all doing good. Are y'all all back to work, or what's going on? You guys working, getting back to earning that money? I wish I was still on vacation. Minnesota isn't the only state stealing our money. I agree, Cheetah. I agree. I think this is a problem across the board. I think the amount of fraud. I mean, Elon estimated $1.6 trillion a year. if I remember right, that was his number, or somewhere in that ballpark, is stolen from taxpayers. And that doesn't surprise me. I wouldn't be surprised if it was more. I wouldn't be surprised if a fuck ton of our debt. I mean, look, the taxpayers are getting raw dogged in the ass. 100%. Okay? We're getting fucked with taxes when the economy is making it hard to fucking survive. And we need every penny we have right now because every month shit goes up. And then we find out that you're just stealing the fucking money. And we're not getting anything back for our tax dollars. It's just going to people who are abusing the system. Like, dude. Like, it's great what you did with Maduro, but can we go kidnap Waltz next? Can we go? I'm just kidding, obviously. But, I mean, there's some crooks in our country that need justice the same way Maduro did. The same way Maduro does, you know? Have a good night, Jail Dubs. Good to see you, brother. Volps, have a good night. Have a great night, John. Who else we got here? Soundex Phonetic. What's up, brother? Back in biz, thawing my freezer. Glad to see the back of Christmas decorations. Yeah, well, I hope you guys had a great Christmas. I know the holidays can be kind of tough for people. They can be a little tough for me, but it's not that bad. You know, I know a lot of people that they just go into severe depression. I don't get depression. You know, I'll get a little sad thinking about my mom, like missing my mom. But otherwise, man, I had so much fun playing Project Zomboid, bro. I don't know if you guys have played that game. It's so fun, but it's so hard because you there's no way to survive. You always die. And yeah, I had a good run going, and I tried to find a crowbar, and I got killed, and I was so sad. So sad. But anyway, much love, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. We got Thursday. We got the great Street Gonzo, Gary Faust. He's going to be coming on to talk about that documentary that we talked with Davey about last week. He's also a part of that documentary about Dearborn, Michigan. And then we're going to have him on probably again to talk about another documentary he's making. But a big fan of Gary Faust. I don't know if you guys have ever watched Street Gonzo. He's a very unique journalist who's a lot of fun. So we'll have him on later. I think we have plans for other people too as well. So we got a lot of shows coming up. So hit the subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Smash that thumbs up. Hit the likes. What are we at? 69? Okay, well, maybe don't smash it. We're at 69. Okay, maybe just leave it alone. Well, we'll see you guys on the next one. I'll be here tomorrow. And like I said, Thursday we'll have Gary Faust. And a lot of shows. Should be a great 2026. Anyway, thank you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Much love. Have a good one. Try not to get kidnapped by the Trump administration tonight, if you can. Take care, everybody.
Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified. Here's some other videos to watch that you might like or you might not. Have a great day, my internet friend. I hope I'll see you once again. Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified. Have a great day, my internet friend. I hope I'll see you once again. Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified.